bar of supposed progress a lot faster.
All right, we're
live. Now I'm in. All right.
Yeah, that's how fast it's supposed to go because I literally deleted everything. Everything! There's so much content I had to delete to get it to load, and then when it still loads slow, I get so upset. Anyways, good thing I don't have to worry about it in 2024 when I'm forced to use the new Hasbro platform. Yay! Anyways, let's give you the recap. Come on, let's go.
All right.
Plus Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so last session starts off. I'm semi-conscious of what's going on, and we're still fighting the barbarians. We do come out on top, but not all of us make it through unscathed. Some of us need a hand when we get up again. Too soon? Okay, sorry, too soon. We do come through it alive, mostly. The barbarians are slain. We pick over their corpses because we don't have very many tools ourselves, and we try to continue on our way back the way we came. We progress as best we are able with sporadic survival checks, and first semi-rest is okay. Next night, not quite so restful. And we're coming along until we encounter a red mist, which ends up trying to kill us. It would have killed us all if we weren't saved at the last minute by Eastmark and Irina, riding in on horses. They weren't particularly inclined on saving us, as we were dumb enough to wander into it. And unfortunately, we lost one of our party. Anne went down. But we managed to get through, and they took us to shelter and food, and we're trying to figure out what happens next.
Okay. Take your point of DM inspiration. Does anybody, for a Factspiration die, a D6 Bardic Inspiration that lasts this session only, would you like to answer, what is your character's favorite season, and why?
Yeah, I'll answer that. If someone else wants to, they can answer as well.
All right. We're behind schedule, so go for it.
Okay. Yeah, Chris's favorite season is fall, because that's when the summer heat of Texas, like the unbearable heat, starts to break. And it's a lot more relaxing, and it's not as hot.
Okay, fair enough. You may ask the same question of any NPC that you've met in this campaign.
Yeah, I'll ask it of Irina.
Okay, Irina's favorite...
Actually, I changed my mind. I want to know his Mark's favorite season.
Eastmark's favorite season. Okay, his favorite season... Wow, they're all real bad in Barovia. Hold on. I'm trying to think about it. Let's see. His favorite season is autumn, because that is when the very scarce amount of grain is harvested, as well as pumpkins, and he gets to eat a lot of pumpkin pie and drink a lot of beer. And beer is very rare and very scarce in Barovia because, without there being a real sun, grain doesn't do so hot. So it's like a lot of potato vodka, a lot of wine. So like getting a good beer, like in the fall. The summer has a lot of rain and flooding, and then the spring has a lot of sudden freezes and a lot of floods. The winter, there's blizzards. So yeah, like that kind of just leaves fall as the only slightly tolerable one. Plus he likes pumpkins, so.
What season is it now?
It is fall, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, the winters here are real bad. Like, real bad. So, like Winterfell bad.
Seems like we've got a nice time crunch on.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a sandbox game. I don't know. There are timers, but they don't really matter, I guess. Like,
So what you're saying is Eastmark is happy now.
so
This is happy.
this campaign is, there's a lot of nihilism. You need to find joy and value on your own. Like, the game will not give you any. So yes, Eastmark likes pumpkins. That's right. There you go. Okay, so let me change out la music, and let's see. What would be good for hanging out in a barn? I guess we won't be in the barn that long. Or will we? Dot, 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 dot. Oh, here we go. Countryside Farms. Ambient music. You love ambience? I do. We've got hundreds of them on this channel. 3 more each week. So, oh, sure, I'll subscribe. Hold on. Oh, I'm already subscribed. Derp. All right. Let's see. Okay. So you guys sleep through the night? Does anybody feel like they need to be on watch? Does anybody have anything else they want to do before they pass out in the hay with their bellies full of warm porridge? Yay, nay?
Robin is exhausted and is just
Okay.
going to be,
All right. Works for me.
I think she sees Ismark and Irina as being much more capable than they are. So
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, I think after Chris finishes telling Irina about the Sorcerer's Stone, he passes out as well.
Robin is mainly just hanging with Dan for the evening. I think was really kind of her plan with Anne dying.
Okay, fair enough. All right. When you guys wake in the morning, there is that sort of weird artificial light sort of coming in through the slats of the barn, and you see that Eastmark is already awake, and he's kind of grooming the horses. Irina is still deep asleep in a pile of hay. It was a rough night for Dan. Dan had nightmares all night. Dan, I'm actually going to need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Let's see. Wisdom.
Oof. Okay. So Dan, you rolled a 17, which is really good, but it ended up being a 10. Yep. Your dreams were so bad that you gained a point of exhaustion.
All right, he's at
9 out of 10. Yeah. 9 out of 10. All right. Okay. The rest of you may make Constitution saving throws. The DC is 10. If you make it, you may recover a hit die. Or an additional hit die, I guess, because you would have gained one from taking the short rest before you went to bed. Oh, man. This is just ambient music. I want, like, actual music, guys. All right, hold on. I know the best one. All right. Anyways, as everyone is rousing, you hear just the loudest kind of fart come from the hay, and those of you nearby, you suspect that it may have been Irina who let out a just ripped a loud one in the sleep.
I did have a question. Mm-hmm. During the fight, my hit points were reduced to a maximum of 9. Does any of that reset on a rest?
Let's see. Let me check the stat block on that monster. I think it does come back, but I'm going to just check. So, let's see. A baby Walter.
No,
Oh, no. You're talking about
The most recent.
Oh, okay.
The mist.
So many creatures have drained your blood. Hold on. All right. Let's see, because Baby Walter also had a move that would lower your stuff.
The vampiric mist, whatever that was called.
Okay. This reduction lasts until you finish a long rest, so it's still gone until you get a long rest, because in this campaign you can only long rest at a sanctuary.
Got it. All right.
All right. Okay. So, Eastmark looks over to, I guess, anyone else that's in the room and says, "Can someone wake her? We need to head out. It's getting late already." No one?
I'll wake her up.
Wake who?
How jumpy is she?
He seems to have gone back to grooming the horses and getting their saddles, back on and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Wayne will saunter over to Arena and won't touch her, but he'll stand 5 feet away, crouch down, and say, "Arena, it's time to get up. Your brother wants to head out."
Okay. She murmurs in her sleep a bit. Do you eavesdrop, or do you just?
I lean forward and I say a little bit louder. Say her name a little bit louder.
Okay. And then her eyes kind of open, and she looks around, and she says, "Oh, it's you. I'm sorry. I was having a very, very nice dream." All right. Oh, how is Dan? I heard him a few times in the night, but there was no consoling him.
Wayne will look over and kind of give him a once over, and he's not doing so hot. We could get someplace safe with a healer, someplace where we could rest properly, safely. That would be, I think, make a world of difference for him.
Well, I am a trained healer. I don't have any magic, but I could look at him. I can tell you right now he's not doing so well. He needs to rest. You need a bed that's warm and dry, some place where he can finally feel safe.
I could help you take a look at him. I know a few things around a medicine kit.
Okay. All right. You want to give her advantage to she check, or you want her to give you advantage?
Right now, I want to give her.
Okay. Okay. With your help, she realizes that he is at death's door. He is so sad, so stressed, so traumatized that he might just die. Like Padme died of sadness, died. Like he's just worn out physically, mentally, spiritually. He is frayed at all the edges. Too much, butter over toast, scrape, the whole deal. Like, this guy has nothing left in the tank. He's not carrying around any diseases or anything like that, but this is just a case of absolute and total, shock, PTSD, and full-on exhaustion. Like, he just can't do any more or go any further, or he will just die. Fortunately, you have horses and you're close to town.
Wayne's gonna take out the kitten, and he's gonna go up to Dan and kind of get on his level and quietly say, "Dan, you wanna look after the kitten? Would you like that?"
He'll slowly look at the kitten, and then look up at you, and then just turn away, facing the door.
Wayne will sort of cuddle the kitten to himself with one hand, and with the other he'll very gently try and place it on Dan's shoulder and say, I have no idea what you're going through, man. I can't say that I have, any kind of understanding. It sucks. But lean on us, man. We're here for you. And he's going to take his hand away, stand up straight, and is there a dog coming or?
Oh no, that's done. It's Dunbar. Yeah.
Oh, it's Dunbar. Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know if that was Dunbar or whether there was a dog coming or what was going on.
I'm because of the abundance of furries, I don't make any more animal sounds in my D&D games, so I only use the soundboard now. So
okay, I didn't know what the context was.
Yeah, no worries. So. All right.
I didn't know if we were in danger of being run down by people hunting fox or something.
Yeah, but that's how mighty his bark is apparently. So there you go.
He is a mighty beagle.
That's true. All right. Irina kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, Wayne, and says, "He just needs to rest. We should head out. It seems like you really want to fix things. And you can, by helping us find a good place for him to bed down and get the rest that he needs."
I just don't want him to give up the last shred of hope he has. Assuming he has any hope left. I don't know, just a little while longer, and then maybe we can figure something out. I don't know.
Eastmark stares stoically at Dan, but says nothing. When you say his name, he turns to you.
How long of a ride is it to Barovia?
It will be only a couple of hours. We're very close.
Well, let's get going.
Anyone want to ride the horses? That kind of unsettle me a little.
Stares you down.
I looking at your legs, Chris is like, I really think you should ride, man. I don't know what you got with horses, but
I'm more afraid of.
You've already walked on those legs too long.
Yeah, but if I fell off of it, I don't know if I'm getting back up.
I'm not gonna let you fall.
Just hold on tight, man. It ain't gonna. It's well trained. It ain't gonna buck you.
Irina squints at you and says, "But you rode the horse yesterday with no problems."
Yeah, that was spur of the moment.
Your life was in danger, and you. Oh, I see. It's okay to be afraid of things. Everyone has something they're afraid of.
Yeah, that just
even Eastmark over there, but I won't tell you what it is. Here, what if you ride with me? This is my horse, Vanilla. We can ride it together.
All right. Guess I'll attempt to saddle up.
Give me a wisdom or charisma save. The DC is very low because this is you've rode this horse before. It's not a big deal. It's not particularly big, but I mean, anybody that's been around horses, they could seem pretty big. They are pretty big, yeah.
We'll do wisdom. It's something I don't have disadvantage on at the moment.
All right. There you go. Yeah, no problem. You just squash them fears. It's nothing. All right. So she says, so do you want to ride in the front or the back? And then she raises her big bushy eyebrows and kind of waggles them at you a little bit.
Whichever would be less of a jostle.
Oh, yes. You'll ride in the front. You'll be my little spoon. And I see you're safe and warm in my embrace.
We all ready to go?
Eastmark is staring you down, Jason. trying to gauge your intentions. And he says, yes, there, let's head out. Dan, up on the horse. And, how about you, cowboy?
I can walk. Just
That's what the hat means. Yeah, the cowboy.
I mean, that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm no cowboy, but I can walk.
He approaches you, and he whispers to you, and he says, "This boy is he's very distraught and very insecure. If he sees a brave warrior like you also ride horse, it might make him feel better."
Yeah, I do think getting on that horse will make him feel better.
And he says, "Well, there you go."
Chris just kind of looks at it.
While they're staring each other down, Irenia looks over at you, Robin, and kind of motions maybe you could get on the horse.
Yeah, and Robin's been sticking close with
Yeah.
Dan, and I think Robin would, while they're kind of staring, she would kind of call over to Ismark and just kind of like, if it's okay, I'm gonna ride with Dan.
Yes, of course. He doesn't look away from you, Chris. Chris, go ahead and give me a strength or charisma intimidation. As the two of you stare each other down. Okay. It doesn't seem like he's trying too hard. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's trying too hard to be.
Trying to intimidate.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he's trying to intimidate you so much as he's trying to figure you out and figure out why you wouldn't want to help this kid out. It's kind of the vibe you're getting. Like he's not like mean mugging you, but he's definitely kind of staring you down, trying to take your measure. So.
I mean, if he wants to insight me, I can message you.
Oh yeah, sure. He'll roll an insight then. Henry watches from a distance. It doesn't do anything, but he's just kind of watching the interaction between these two guys. All right. He kind of looks you up and down one last time, and he shrugs and he kind of heads back to his horse. He grabs the bridle, starts to lead the horse out of the barn. All right, you guys head out of the barn, past the old creepy farmhouse, and back to the road. And you follow the road for a bit, and it starts to rise up ever so slightly, as if you were kind of climbing a hill. And the incline becomes a bit more pronounced. And up ahead, you see that there is someone standing at the top of the hill with their back to you. The person is a woman, you think, but massive, well over 7 feet tall and heavily muscled. As you approach, you crest the hill and get a view of the Valley of Barovia. And it stretches out before you, this sad, sort of gloomy valley. I think I have some flavor text I could read you as well.
I'm just seeing black on my screen. But...
Oh, really? Did it not load the picture?
I see it on my screen.
Right, let me try. I'll reload the tabletop. I'm probably just having
okay.
weirdness.
Let's see. but I will read the flavor text. That will help. I hope. Let's see.
Funny enough, this is the image that's being used for the overlay.
Oh yeah? It's pretty iconic. It's pretty iconic for the valley. Let's see. You already went there. Okay. All right. Yes. So as you crest the hill and you look down upon the village of Barovia, tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything, and the muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. Tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings, the windows of each house staring out from pools of blackness. You hear no sounds from this distance, and you watch and look and see that the village, it almost looks like it's struggling to survive in the shadow of this great stone precipice behind it, atop which you see, for all intents and purposes, a castle right out of Castlevania. Just tall, spiring towers connected by bridges and all sorts of like weird shapes and crenellations. And you can even see that there is like an old-timey like span drawbridge, going across this chasm. It looks 100% like something right out of a gothic horror like pulp novel, basically. The town below, the structures, they all look like they hired Jack Skellington's Halloween Town architect. All of the buildings just kind of lean slightly in the wrong directions. The angles all are slightly off. The roofs are all sharp and pointy in the wrong ways. Everything has very spooky, maybe unintentionally spooky vibes to it, as if this is just the style of the land or the style of the culture here. But all of that gets lost when you realize that the person standing at the top of the hill, the 7+ tall, wide, muscular frame of this woman, is favoring one leg over the other, is missing a hand, and their modern day comfy workout clothes are stained from top to bottom in mud and blood and gore. Their once blonde hair matted black, brown, and red. Pretty sure that's Anne. Anne, you hear the sounds of horses and footsteps coming behind you.
Turn around to see there. Oh, there you guys are. Where were you? Hello? What are you staring at?
Yeah,
We
Chris
saw
has
him die.
look on his face like he's looking at a dead person.
Eastmark puts up a hand and he says, be careful. That might not be your friend. There are creatures in this land who can use magic to change their appearance. You should ask her questions only she would know. Dan looks like he's gonna faint. Robin, he's shaking uncontrollably, staring at Anne.
Anne's gonna run down towards Dan. Is he okay?
Yeah. Anne?
And
Yeah.
keep your distance, please.
Anne!
Yeah.
Anne!
What?
I'm sorry we left you. We should have stayed. I'm sorry. But you're okay? You're okay?
I mean, look, as okay as I guess I can be. I'm still missing my hand.
And we saw you die. We don't know what's going on here. Can you... I hate to ask this, but can you take a few steps back?
No, I'm not taking a few steps back.
Yeah, I got a question. Why the fuck are you so big? Says Leo.
What do you mean? Why are you guys so small? What happened?
We might ask you the same thing.
I know we were fighting that weird mist thing. I blacked out. When I woke up, there was no one left. I followed the road.
You mean to tell me that mist just left you there alive? It was drinking your blood.
We heard crushing the bones.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I woke up in the road. No one was around me.
Which Ninja Warrior series did we train for?
The 2022. When that happened, what was it now? 4 months ago? Right?
And I don't know what happened, but
what kind of warrior is a ninja warrior? Irene asked you.
And it's stepping forward.
It's not relevant right now, Arena. We'll come back to that topic.
Eastmark's hand is on the on his warhammer, but his poise seems to be pretty calm and steady. And he says, "I don't suppose you'd mind if I touch you real quick with this weapon."
Can I want to take a look at Ismark. Does he look pretty strong?
He looks pretty strong.
Okay, I'll let him. Sure.
All right. He places the silvered head of the warhammer against your exposed bicep. Okay. Well, why don't you tell us what happened?
Like I said, I remember that we were fighting that thing. I blacked out. Next thing I know, I woke up in the middle of the road and no one was there. You guys left me.
Dan starts to sob, and he says, "We thought you were dead, and I tried to stay, and they dragged me away. They made me leave you. I would have stayed there. I would have died with you. I would have died for you."
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything other besides appearance that we can tell that any different from man than before?
You can give me an insight check. And Wayne, Eastmark kind of like side whispers to you out of the corner of his mouth, and he says, "Sometimes when people die here, it doesn't stick."
What does that mean, though? Is she a threat to the rest of us? Is she gonna eat? Or is she gonna eat us? Is she? She doesn't look like herself.
I mean, she looks like herself. She's just, bigger.
Yeah.
Like more muscle lady, Not necessarily a bad thing, but
just you and Arena said that mist was gonna consume her. That didn't happen.
Jason, she seems like the same person, just bigger.
Robin is just going
and
to...
she still has her missing leg, her missing hand. All of her injuries are still there. I mean,
actually, question. I'm considering that my missing leg, I had a prosthetic.
Oof, yeah, it's going to be very awkward. That's probably why you're favoring the one leg, yeah, because it's not going to be the right size anymore. Yeah.
Right.
Robin will get down off the horse and like walk over to Anne and kind of look her up and down, and then she's gonna say, I don't really fucking care why you're here. I'm just glad you are. And she's gonna give her a big
hug. Yeah, Irenia makes a loud sniffling sound behind you, Jason, and starts wiping at her nose. She says, that's friendship right there.
I'm glad you two are okay.
Well, your brother needs to rest, so we are heading into the village.
Right, let's go then.
I did not realize that you had lost a leg. That is a very impressive prosthetic.
Yeah, it feels a bit tight. And I think I need to get it adjusted, but...
Why don't you ride with Dan? Right. You've been through enough already. And then you guys notice that Irenia and Ismark both look at the horse to gauge the horse's reaction. Dan has a trembling hand, and he reaches out to try to help you onto the horse, which is honestly laughable. But
I don't pay attention at all.
Okay.
Just get on.
Does Dunbar or the kitten, do they react to...
Dunbar, yeah, I mean, he runs around her, and it's happy woofs. Like, as far as he's concerned, this is Anne. The kitten is, it's small, it's derpy. This is that time when it's not cool yet. So It just kind of like mules in your arms and stares around at everything like it's high on life. Henry whispers to you, Chris, and says, well, that isn't right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the weirdest thing that's happened.
I just don't think we understand this place enough.
You think she's a zombie?
No. Wouldn't she be like chasing after us, saying
yeah,
brain?
But like sometimes it takes a while, and in Left 4 Dead, some of the zombies were kind of big. Maybe she's turned into a big zombie because she was already kind of a big lady.
Well, maybe we should look for any bites.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that to somebody else, I think. But all right. He raised his eyebrow. You got an idea?
No, we just got to get out of here.
You mean out of here? And he gestures at the whole world, or like off the road?
Out of this place.
Yeah, all right. We'll see how that goes. If there's a way in, there's got to be a way out.
Let's go.
Okay. So you guys follow the road. All right. And let's see. Takes another hour or so, but you do start to ride into the town proper. All right. as you guys are riding in, I guess we will show off these really cool maps that we get to use for this campaign. So let's see. Here's an overview of the Village of Barovia as you guys approach. Oh wait, that's the top down. I guess you wouldn't see that. Hold on. Here's a better overview. There we go. Ooh. See what I mean about spooky buildings and stuff? Yeah, they all have these like really like slanty roofs, pointy architecture, weird angles, that sort of thing. What you're seeing right now, you might think that this is a nighttime shot of the town, but this is actually like a daytime shot because you can see things. It's just that overcast here all the time. Mist, fog, clouds, just triple threat to block out as much light as possible. As you guys head down, you see that there are farms closer to the town, and the valley has many pools of stagnant water where rain runoff has just pooled and not been reabsorbed by the land. Everything has sort of a muddy, marshy feel to it, and the air is full of a cold dampness. The weather is about 50 degrees or so, and just damp. It's in your clothes, it's in your hair, it's in your bones. As you head towards the town, you hear from in the town just the wailing of someone. They seem to be crying out, bemoaning some terrible fate that may have happened. It sounds like a woman, maybe an older woman, and she just sounds hysterical and sad as she just kind of like lets her cries echo out into the valley and the surrounding countryside. The hill that you're on kind of smooths out, and you start to enter the town proper, and the smell of delicious food fills your nostrils. The smell of salted meat and sugar is just overwhelming, and it just sort of fills your nostrils in almost like an effervescent sort of like lift kind of comes over your mood as your stomachs, perhaps dormant to avoid the pains of hunger, are awakened. An old woman is apparently selling pastries and meat pies at her little wagon, and she does some NPC barking as she sees you guys approach, and says, "Oh, who do we have here? Oh, travelers! You must have been on the road a long time. Why don't you come over here and grab a pastry? They're still warm." And I will take you over to that map, I guess, if you're interested. Do you guys, or do you do the thing where you just like don't make eye contact with the vendor and you just keep going?
Wing's gonna bend down and pick up Dunbar so Dunbar doesn't run over. Something feels off to him.
Okay.
Like how creepy does this lady
look? Keeps quiet.
How what?
Creepy does this lady look?
How creepy does this lady look? Let me see. She looks like a kindly old woman. So, her very wrinkled face, her face is so wrinkled that her eyes look like Brock from fucking Pokemon. They're just two little happy, chibi half moons. Smile on her face. She's wearing traveling clothes and a heavy fur cloak with a hood that is down. She looks like she has two kind of like chopsticks holding up the bun of her hair. They look like they are made out of scrimshaw, and she is wearing an apron.
Robin would look over to Ismark and Arena and see kind of what their reaction is. She doesn't have any money, so...
Irenia is being polite and kind of waving at her. Eastmark is scowling and just kind of pulling the horse by, and he's trying not to make any eye contact. And then the woman says, Eastmark, is that you? Oh, it is. Eastmark the Lesser. Oh, were you sent on errands by your father? Did you find these travelers out on the road? Perhaps you should bring them over. Let them see my wares. If they are tired from the road, I could always donate some food to your hungry companions. And Irenia, trying to be very polite, says, oh, it is all right. They have empty stomachs, so your foods are so rich and so sweet, it would hurt their tummies. So we're just going to take them to the Blood on the Vine and let them just get some stew.
Didn't we have stew last night as well? Like, didn't we make
porridge
or porridge or something?
There's a big difference between porridge and stew, first of all. And yes, you need something very staple. You need something that's starchy. No, not too starchy, not like a baked good, but you need Miss Morganta.
Something easy on the stomach.
Yes, Miss Morganta, it's very appreciated, and we always love when you're in town selling your pastries. But if you're still here tomorrow, perhaps then they would come look for pastries. But for now, this boy is very sick. He needs to get some sleep, you know. And Morganta looks at her and says, oh, he needs to sleep. Then he needs to have sweet dreams, doesn't he? That's why he needs one of my dream pastries. You've heard about them, no doubt. They give you the sweetest dreams. And Eastmark says, no one needs your drugs. You're lucky that my father lets you do business here. Leave us alone.
Robin will kind of stage whisper over to Arena. What does he mean, drugs?
Pastries are so good that some people have sort of developed addictions to them. They also maybe have some magic properties. It's a whole thing we're trying to figure out. We're sort of like mystery detective siblings.
Well, maybe we should get one just to inspect it.
Oh, that is... Are you like some kind of food, wizard? A sorcerer?
No, I told you, I'm no wizard. But,
Oh, you're some sort of alchemist then?
I know a bit about plants and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure, go for it.
Alright, I'll sample a couple since you're offering so kindly.
Of course.
But I can't eat them now because my stomach, it's like they were saying.
Well, why don't you come over and pick one out? You can have one of each. And then, once you try it, I'm sure you'll be back for more.
Okay, yeah. I'll come do that. I go and I pick out one of each.
Okay. For those of you unfamiliar with the handheld meat pie, it is an adorable and delicious confection/savory treat. Here, I'll post a picture of it so that you can be further enticed. Steamy, flaky crust.
I mean, I know. I'm pretty sure Anne is starving right now.
I mean, you guys haven't eaten in a couple days. Yeah.
Chris resists the urge to eat it, and he'll like put them aside.
Yeah, the pastry, the cupcakes are apparently what the pastries are, and they are absolutely incredible. They look like they would win a baking show back on Earth. And the smell coming off of them is just so good.
You've got some fine handiwork.
Thank you. I work hard to make them. It's a family business, you see.
Well, that's nasty. If I get some money, I'll come back and I'll pay you for your work on this. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate that. I know it can be hard to be new in town. If you need anything, you should come find me.
That's awfully kind of you. I'll keep you in consideration. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'll certainly keep you in my thoughts as well. I think I've taken a bit of a liking to you, young man.
Well, thank you. That's very nice. I don't want to keep everyone
Of
up, though,
course, of course. Just head down the lane and you'll reach the tavern.
Thank you.
I hope that my treats bring you sweet dreams.
That would be nice. I hope you have a good day, and thank you again. And I'll kind of scurry off.
Alright. As you catch up, Henry is like lagged behind to wait for you. And he says, what's the vibe, man?
I mean, she seems like a nice old lady, but the rumor is that these are drugged. But I wonder with what? What kind of drug would you put in a cupcake? These can't be edibles.
THC, right?
I mean, they don't got the smell.
Oh no, they smell. Oh god, they smell so. Oh my god, it smells so good. Oh my god, I'm tearing up smelling it, but like not because it's a bad smell, but because like I want it real bad. Ugh! Wow. I hope they got something good to eat at this place.
Yeah. That's not anything we don't know what it is, though. Especially if the locals are concerned.
Jason, because you're on the horse, you're being subjected to stories about Irenia and Eastmark's detective adventures. About the time they found the missing goat. It apparently had been stolen by a large frog monster.
And does that happen often around here?
It's very hard to hold on to livestock, yeah. Most people keep the livestock in the house. It's the safest place.
Robin would pipe up and say something like, didn't you see a frog monster the other night? Didn't someone see a frog monster while they were on watch?
Wasn't that Chris that night?
Yeah, she'll yell kind of like, yell loud enough, not overly loud to yell back like, "Hey, Chris, didn't you see a frog monster the other night?"
Yeah, it was massive, and it had a bag full of screaming animals.
Oh, did you fight it?
No,
Eastmark lets out a bark of laughter from up front. Like, when she asks that in full earnest, like, curiosity, he just lets out a bark of laughter. Like, and she turns a scowl at him and then turns back to you. Well, did you?
No, I thought it would be best if we avoided it.
Ah, you made the right choice. When we ran into it when we were children, we did not try to fight it. But at least we figured out where the goats were going.
What is it?
We're not sure. Exactly. It doesn't hurt anyone unless they mess with it, though.
Just
that people have messed with it?
Yeah.
Trying to protect their goats, probably.
Yeah, there was an eyewitness. They said that their father tried to stop it from stealing the goats. It just picked him up, and it opened his mouth, and it stuffed him inside. That was it.
Oh my. Oh,
well, I'm glad we didn't mess with it then.
Is there like a name that you have for this creature or anything? Is it?
Eastmark grumbles from the front, and he says, She calls it the Bender Hub. What? It's a good name. It's as good as name as any. It's better than Frog Monster.
Hop along.
Hop along. He doesn't hop. He just walks.
You sure it's a frog then?
Yeah, frogs.
I mean,
hop.
that he has a frog's head.
Yeah, it has like a kind of like a Santa Claus body to it.
What is a
Normal
Sandy Claus? Is it like some kind of earth monster that comes out of the ground?
No.
No, he's a wizard from our place.
Oh, there's a wizard named Sandy Claus. Oh, nice.
Yes, he delivers gifts to kids once a year.
Why? Are they
Only if they're-
cursed?
No.
Oh.
Only if they're good, listen to their parents and whatnot.
Oh, you know who would probably like to hear about that guy? Do you remember that guy? Ismark! Do you remember that guy from Valakai? The toy maker guy? And Ismark says, yes, I remember. I think he would like that. There's a guy, he makes toys. And all the toys have the same motto on them. It's pretty catchy. He's no fun, he's no Blinsky. And the man's name is Blinsky. He makes toys, but they're kind of spooky. But I had one when I was a kid. It was a very nice doll, actually. So, anyways, oh, we are here, and you guys have arrived at the Blood of the Vine Tavern. But some miscreants have vandalized the sign, and it says Blood on the Vine Tavern. Here is a lovely shot of the tavern. Yeah. So you see, for some reason, that the ground floor is what you think at first is smaller than the rest of it, but you actually see that it is just turned sideways from the rest of the structure. But then there's like, it feels like it gets bigger as it goes up instead of smaller. It's very strange. Everything about it kind of matches the same creepy vibes that you have encountered everywhere else. You see that a single shaft of light is kind of shining out through the front door, which is open, and it's about. I haven't updated your guys' clock, have I? No. So you guys made it there. You stayed there the whole day. You traveled. Okay, and then today. All right. So it's probably about noon-ish. So it's about lunchtime. So as you could tell by how bright and sunny it is. So you see light kind of shining through the open door, and you do hear that there are people inside, and they are speaking what you think is some kind of like Slavic or Polish, but then like after listening for a second or two, you realize they're just speaking English. So. And then Ismark heads towards the stables and says, well, we're here.
Thank you again. Leave us here.
And then Irenia says, we're not just going to leave them, are we? They might not have any money. They said they don't have any money. And Ismark just looks at her like, God damn it. And he says, they probably are sick of us. They just need some quiet, I'm sure, and they need a place to rest. And
Robin's gonna nod. She's gonna say, we do appreciate everything. She's right though. We don't have any money to stay here. We just have the clothes on our backs.
What sort of money did you use in the world you came from? Gold? Silver?
Paper?
Paper.
Well, it's more plastic.
Yeah, more
or
plastic.
digital.
Well,
I don't think they're going to understand a debit card, guys. Just, yes, paper. It is certificate, like money. It represents what gold would be worth. How much gold it would cost to buy things. It's just easier to exchange the certificates as opposed to lugging around all the gold.
And people just believe this, that your paper is worth the money?
We have a single treasury.
Well, it used to go off of the gold standard.
Well, don't complicate the economics of it.
I understand gold standard. I understand treasury. We have treasury and castle.
Right. You just don't need a full history lesson on our economic system. It's boring and not relevant right now.
Well, I bet it's probably pretty important because everybody in your world has surnames, so you're all super rich. So, I mean, I'm kind of curious how this works. Can I just write down how much money I have on paper and just people believe me?
No.
You have to have those certificates.
So, yeah, like...
Oh, so you need like a fancy stamp or something.
Kind of, yeah.
Something like that.
It's all backed by the government, like...
Government and banks. Banks have to sign off on it before you get the certificate.
But then, like, there's oil, and it gets weird from there, but that's all you really...
Wait,
valuable commodities.
There's oil involved?
Well, the price of oil is what determines the value of the paper.
You just get oil from rendering fat. It's not that hard to get.
A different kind of oil.
It's the oil you get from the earth.
Ew. Why would you need that?
We have magic.
You can use it to power stuff.
It powers magic things in our world.
Ah. Oh.
It creates energy, and then that energy can, operate. Be used to power machinery and stuff.
I see. Okay. Machinery, like your guns.
Yeah, like not like the guns, but like cars.
Like this, and like checks her pocket and pulls out, sees her phone still has charge.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a D20 roll. Oh damn. Yeah, your phone's doing great, Ann.
She pulls it out and like wipes off the muck that's on it and flips it on so that the screen lights up and then turns on the flashlight.
Oh, he like steps back from it, and he starts to make like some kind of like religious gesture. Like it kind of looks like a Catholic crossing themselves, but also looks like a person doing yoga is finishing a namaste. And he says, "What is that? I thought none of you were wizards." And Irina rushes over. Let me see.
How strong does Irina look?
I mean, I'll message you. I'm not gonna tell everybody's strength. Okay.
All right.
She looks very fit.
Okay. I let her see it.
Oh, there's light inside this piece of rock. Look, Ismark. They're both just staring at it.
Yeah, Robin will kind of call over. She'll say, "Yeah, that's none of us are wizards. None of us made that. There's a wizard named Steve Jobs in our world.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he made that, and they've been making different. He did one really early on, and then other people have made a whole lot of others based on his design.
It's like a magic tool.
Oh, what does it do besides make light?
Well, in our world, I guess you can ask it questions and it gives you answers, or you can use it to send messages to other people who have this another version of this thing.
Even across far distances.
Ooh, show her the calculator. That should work.
Oh, do you have Candy Crush on it?
What did you? There's candy inside it?
No.
No, Jesus. Are we really having this conversation right now?
What do you mean?
Look,
Well, first of all, slow down. Who
why
is Jesus? Is that the name of this device?
Why don't we get dinner together and we could tell you all about
tell
it?
me more about the Jesus stone.
No, it's
Just call it.
Sorry, no, it's an expression where we come from. It's
She runs inside.
I blasphemed. Sorry.
We got a bunch of people. We're going to need food and everything. Get all that stuff together. And you hear a grunt from inside.
I mean, Robin's gonna follow her in,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a.
probably helping Dan as much as possible.
Oh, let me put you guys onto the tavern map. There we go. Oh, let's see. I'm spilling a bunch of handouts here. Here's a sign. There you go. There's a stable, in case you don't know what a stable looks like. There you go.
Is there anything on that side?
Yes, it says blood of the vine, but someone has scratched out of and put on.
So they took like a knife or something and scratched it. Okay.
That's a sick burn.
You know how teenagers do. Alright, so as you come in, this is the general layout. It's actually pretty nice inside. It's cozy, but it's also a bit decrepit. You do see that there are stairs that lead up. There's a door that leads to the east. You hear kitchen sounds inside. The room is kind of split into a rectangle and a square. In the square part, there are 3 women sitting at the table. They are all watching you. Only one of them seems capable of smiling. There is an old woman that is sipping a glass of wine, and she seems heavily bundled. You can only see her face. Everything else is just bundled up in blankets and cloaks. The guy at the bar stands about 6'6", has a scruff of 5 o'clock shadow, and his eyes look dead and soulless. There is a older gentleman who seems to be picking at a loaf of bread and a piece of dried and moldy cheese, and he is nursing a glass of wine. And there is a beefy boy who looks like he is already well past drunk here at the afternoon hour, and he is apparently trying to get the attention of the barkeep, but Irenia is shouting over them, explaining excitedly how many people she has and how much food she's ordering and all that kind of stuff. Wayne, outside, Eastmark watches his sister, and you can tell that this dude cares about his sister a lot. Like, if anything happened to his sister, he'd probably go full Terminator mode. But he's also watching all of you, especially as they enter, and he has a concerned look on his face.
Is he still putting away the horses, or is he?
No, he's finished. Yeah.
Okay. What's that look for? Are we walking into something that we need to know about?
Huh? What?
You had this look of, I don't know, dumb fools, or you're walking into something, or concern, something.
It's just that things don't go so well for anyone here in Barovia, but they especially don't go so well for outsiders. I worry about Irenia because, I mean, she just seems very happy and very excited, and, well...
You're afraid we're all gonna die, and then we're gonna disappoint her.
I mean,
you can say it.
We're used to death. It's not that. I'm just concerned about her getting mixed up in whatever lies in store for you. It is... I should not have said anything, I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The way you're saying it makes it sound like you've been through this before.
It's just, this is a hard place, and these are hard times. Maybe the hardest times we've ever had. It's not a good time to visit. I'll say that for sure.
No offense, E-Smart, but if we weren't brought here for against our will, we wouldn't be here. I'm sure things were once nice, but I mean, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm seeing all this, so I know a cow pie when I see it.
From inside, you hear this man slam his fist down on the bar, and he says, "I will not be ignored any longer! You! Shut your fucking mouth! And you! I told you I wanted another bottle." As he says this, the old man stops eating, and he turns like a fucking robot crow. He just to like stare at the man's outburst. The old woman stops sipping her wine, and the three women in the corner look on in interest. And the big boy behind the bar says, "You have rung up too big of a tab. I need to see some gold, or there's no more drink." And the dude in the red hood says, "Do you know who I fuck am? Eh? Do you know I am in this shithole town? Eh? I'm on a mission from Ergol, eh? The servant of Strahd von Zarovich, huh? He sent me here on a very important mission. And you need to respect that, eh? Do you not want to be... You want to be cursed? Huh? You want the evil eye? Huh? And he stares the guy down. Irenia looks embarrassed and angry. And Wayne, you hear behind you Eastmark's hand gripping the haft of his warhammer. Eric, the guy behind the bar, he turns and looks at the three women in the corner who share genetic markers that might be sisters. And they all shake their heads no. And then Eric says, "Fine, this goes on your tab. Here." And the guy snatches it away with a sneer, and he says, "That's right. You watch your fucking step. Next time, you get it without any lip." And he stumbles over to the corner.
Wayne's looking around, and are there any things on the wall, like any indication that maybe there's like a mandolin or other stringed instrument maybe somewhere?
There are some paintings on the walls that depict like landscapes. They seem to definitely be stylized of happier times, of less spooky times. The door to the kitchen opens, and a waifish girl comes out carrying way too much food, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were ready for your food. I'm
in your way. Excuse me.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead."
It's fine. You have very blue eyes. Here's there's so many of you. I will have to go get the rest. I'm so sorry. And Irenia, who seems to have kind of gotten her composure, she says, "Natalia, it's okay. Don't worry. Also, when you're done, remind me. I found something for you while I was out hunting." And she says, "Thank you." And she rushes back in, and she begins to bring out more food. They are wooden bowls with wooden spoons of just the thickest, brownest stew. If you didn't know any better, you would assume that it was mud. And then she brings you out some stale, moldy bread, and that's it. Then she rushes over to the bar, and she grabs several very clean glasses. And well, I guess they'd be wooden cups. Several clean wooden cups. And then she deposits 4 bottles of wine on the table. And then she goes to rush back in the kitchen. And Irenia says, "Oh, wait, hold on." And she pulls from her satchel some dried flowers. And she says, "I saw these and I thought of you. You can put them in your kitchen to, you know, liven it up a bit." And the girl looks at the flowers and her big, scared eyes kind of like water. And she says, These are very beautiful. You did not have to do that for me." And Irenia says, "But I wanted to. You make everyone so happy with your food and your beautiful eyes. So I wanted to give you something beautiful as well." And the girl kind of wipes like tears from her eyes and clutches the flowers to her chest. And
before she runs off, Chris
Yeah.
is gonna be like, "I heard your name was Natalia. You got anything stronger than wine?"
You can ask Eric about that.
All right, thank you. Chris gets up and starts walking to the bar.
Yeah, Eastmark will, I guess, sit backwards at the bar since there's, you know, like, I mean, everybody could probably squeeze into the table, but he kind of like sits at the bar, turned to face you guys. All right, as you approach the bar, this old man looks at you with great interest, and he says, "That's a fine hat you have."
Well, thank you, mister.
A Crezite, eh?
I'm not quite sure what that is.
Ah, you are from beyond the mist, then. How intriguing.
Yep. Everyone seems to be interested in that.
Yes, what a colorful collection of outsiders. You will make a lovely addition to the parade, I'm sure. And he turns back to his food.
Yeah, Chris does great. Hey, and he doesn't really care about a parade right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll just kind of be like, excuse me, Mr. Barkeep, Eric, I think.
Eric.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Do you
Whatever.
have anything stronger than that wine?
Yeah, vodka.
Vodka works. I don't have we picked up some coin. How much is a bottle of vodka here?
Oh, I'm doing disservice to the lore. Hold on. I don't think it's called vodka. I think it's called Thresh or something. Hold on. We'll call it vodka for now. Let's see. He will. He says that is the stronger stuff. You'll need to give me 2 gold for bottle. And you see Ismark kind of raise an eyebrow at Eric, but Eric doesn't seem to notice.
2 gold. What's a gold? Like a bar gold?
You hear a coughing laugh come from the old man. Ismark says, 2 gold is quite a bit of money, but there is a shortage right now of wine. So I could understand why he doesn't want to let it go for less.
Do we have 2 gold, guys, that I can spend on a bottle of vodka?
I think you're the one who has the coins, right?
Yeah, we all put it in, gave it to you, and you kept it in your pack.
Okay, yeah, I think I have 11 GP 60 silver. So I'll pull out 2 of the gold ones. And I mean, they kind of just look like, you know, quarters, I guess. So he thinks he's getting
Very heavy. Yeah, very heavy, though.
$2 silver.
Yeah, I'll hand him $2 silver or two gold pieces.
Okay. Eastmark says, I thought you guys didn't have any money.
We found this in that. I found this in that house. I didn't think it was worth anything. It looks like something kids will play with.
All right. So Eric takes the money. He rubs them together, and he looks at them, and he shrugs. He puts them in the pocket of his apron. He reaches under the bar, and he hands you like a very old-timey, purchased from a Renaissance fair that'll that takes him so seriously, bottle of spirits.
Awesome. Yeah, and then Chris grabs it and he looks back. He sees Wayne took his spot. And he just kind of shrugs and he'll just doesn't really want to sit at the bar. Is there an empty table?
Wayne will stand up when you look back over.
No.
Again, remember, guys, in combat, you take up a 5 foot by 5 foot space, but in real life, unless you're man spreading real big, everybody should be able to fit on the bench.
Ian's probably the only person taking up an actual 5 by 5 space.
I'll hodgepodge next to
Oh,
Wayne
as
will
you
move back
approach
down to the edge of the table.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so everybody squeezes in. Okay, Irene says, okay, now we get to look at the Jesus stone.
It's called a phone.
It's not a Jesus stone. Jesus.
Is phone short for Jesus stone?
No. That's just something people say.
Oh, okay. Let's look at this phone. Oh, it sounds like phony a bit. Is that because it's illusion magic?
So there was a no. I guess it is kind of magical, but no, that's not why it's called a phone. Honestly, I don't know why it's called a phone.
Okay, show me the coolest stuff it does. Unless it summons demons or something, I don't want you to do that. Oh, remember, you guys can move your minis, because we're playing paper dolls. You can move your minis, and if you hold down shift, you won't snap to grid when you let go of your mini.
Okay, the coolest thing. I guess for Anne, she'll look for any training videos that she has saved.
Oh, to your downloads, like
Yeah.
your YouTube downloads. Okay. Oh, there's people inside. Is this are you spying on these people right now?
No, they did this a long time ago, and it saved.
That's no, really?
Here, okay, here. I'll show you. Just stand there, and then I'm gonna.
Okay. So I stand up. Okay.
Yeah, stand up. All right, and
Okay.
I'm gonna start recording a video. I'm gonna say, do
What should
something.
I do?
Anything.
Okay. I will sing.
All right, I'll probably do it for
And she sings really good. It is a song that seems to be about a man and a woman who fell in love. But I don't know how long you wanted to go on singing. It's some kind of love song.
Probably 15 seconds in.
Oh, okay. Because battery life. Yeah.
I would say, okay, stop here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you just did that. Just saying, right? Okay, here, and I'll show it and play the video.
Oh my goodness! Why are my eyebrows so bushy? They. Wow. That's incredible. You could just do that anytime you want?
Well, no, not well, until it runs out of magic.
Oh, you could be so rich. You could record people doing things and then let other people see them for money.
I mean, we definitely need. I guess we gotta need money to rest here, because looks over at Jason. we definitely need to get him into a bed. And I need to get into one, and looks over at Dan. And then she turns away.
Quite a few of us are pretty banged up. Is there a town doctor?
Well, there is, well, no. So there is Father Donovich. He is, well, it's complicated. Father Donovich is a holy man. He's a priest of the Morning Lord. He is a healer, but he doesn't have his magic anymore. It seems to have, well, we're trying to keep it a secret, but he has not been able to cast any of his spells in quite some time. But he is a trained healer. I try my best to help people who are in need, but there really isn't anyone. We've had a lot of people dying and turning into zombies lately, so it's been very hard to keep up with everything that's happening. And well, some people are going missing, and the trade roads is not open anymore, and we're running out of wine, and well, I don't want to bother you with any of that stuff, but to answer your question though, I could take a look. I am trained in medicine and the study of such things.
Yeah, that would be mighty kind of mine. Probably visit some sort of a seamstress or a tailor. We don't stick out as much to get a pair of clothes. Ours are quite.
Everyone sort of just has to look out for themselves here. Our town is sort of dying. And she looks like really embarrassed and ashamed and like distraught.
So well, because it's just so hard to find. Just need some signs and stuff. We traveled, guys, 2 days and didn't see a single road sign.
Oh. Well, no one comes from that way because we're the last town east before the mist, so. But the road to Valakai, no one wants to make the journey anymore because there's not many horses. Ismark and I have like 2 of the only horses left in town. The Vistani have some horses, but they won't sell them.
Valakai was the capital city you spoke about?
It's the big city, yes.
Ah. How far is it to Kresik?
I mean, there is a general store, but you said you didn't have any money, and the man who runs it is a real son of a bitch, and he's charging so much money because since the trade routes are down, he pretty much has all the general goods in the whole village.
Does he?
His name is Bildrat, and he's a real son of a bitch.
Robin's going to.
He might barter.
Yeah, Robin's going to glance across the table. He's going to say, "Is there? Obviously, we need to spend some time healing up. But is there anything I don't know we could do maybe to help maybe earn our keep while we're here a little bit and maybe help the town out?"
Ismark looks over and says, my father has many things that need doing around town. More than Irenia and I can keep up with ourselves. His funds are not..." And he looks at this old man, and he says, "We can provide payments upon completion of work. I will pay for your rooms for the next 3 days as a good faith gesture, if you are willing to talk business."
Robin will nod his head. I can't speak for anybody else, but I am.
There's some way to get back on our feet.
The old man pays his tab, and he stands up. and he goes to leave. And he says, it's always a pleasure to see the rose of the valley. And he goes and kind of kisses Irenia's hand, and she looks embarrassed. And then he says, and I suppose I will be seeing the rest of you in the parade.
What's the parade?
What do you mean parade?
He just kind of,
Turn to Irina. What does he mean parade?
She says, it's nothing that let's focus on what we're talking about right now, which is to say the working things and business stuff. Yep.
Do I need to roll an insight?
You're pretty sure that she doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay. All right. Turn to Ismark. What does he mean by parade?
He says, it's a little early for you to learn of this, but I suppose you need to know. Please try to stay away from the church after dark. There is a phenomenon that happens each and every night. A massive procession of ghosts rise up from the earth. Beginning at the Church of the Morning Lord, they begin as the sun sets to rise and march. They walk all night to Castle Ravenloft, where once they reach the drawbridge, the great yawning chasm, they throw themselves in. And every night they rise again outside the church to march for eternity.
Are those ghost people that have died in town?
This old woman says, no! They're fools who went against the Dark Lord.
What do you mean went against him? What? Who?
You hear the sound of a table being pushed back by a big belly, and this guy comes over, stumbling, and he says, "Say it's to all the cowardly to say his name. It is Strahd Isekai, the greatest king and ruler. He is the master of this domain. He decides who lives and who dies, and he decides who comes and who goes. He favors my people, the Vistani, above all others, because we are clever and skilled. We can leave whenever we like, but the rest of you go nowhere. And those who are unhappy with this, who have the audacity to go and speak their minds, who think to overthrow his rule, well, their sorry spirits are added to the parade. I could not help but hear that you are in need of some coin. I have a job I am working on. You could help me with it, and you will be rewarded. Tell me, on the road to town, Did you see a little girl?
Robin's like going to shift her eyes back and forth over to like Ismark and over to Radu, kind of like just trying to see how Ismark is reacting to him.
Ismark is making the face of a guy whose father is a very important politician, and if he did kill this man right now, it would be a scandal. That's the face he's making.
Robin's going to kind of turn around a little bit in her seat. She's going to just say, none of us are in any shape right now to take on any jobs.
Did you see a girl on the road or not?
No.
She's about 8 or 9, a tan skin and platinum white hair.
No, we didn't see anyone.
He rolls a insight with disadvantage. None of you need to roll anything because you're not lying. And he says, you better hope you're telling me the truth. Do you know who I work for? I work for Erode. He's a very important man. You better watch yourself. And he stumbles back and hits his shin on a stool, and he kicks the stool over, and he heads back to his spot in the corner. Chris, Dunbar is pawing at you, and he's begging. He's making begging sounds. He doesn't want your stew, because Irene gave him a bowl of stew. He wants them pastries.
Dunbar, come back here, bud.
I thought you said you weren't going to make any animal noises anymore.
Oh, my bad. His eyes are just the size of fucking tennis balls. They're just all wet with tears. He just stares at Chris.
I'm sorry, buddy, but those are not for dogs. I don't think those should be for people either.
Doesn't chocolate kill dogs?
I don't know what kind of pastry it is.
I mean,
it could be vanilla. All that
there's
sugar is not going to be good for him. No.
Yeah, it'd definitely be shitting up the room.
But speaking of room,
Ismark turns to Eric, makes some arrangements, and he said, he turns around, he hands you a key, and he says, "It's up the stairs. It's a group room. It's 5 bunks. That will be 10 beds total. They should be enough, eh?"
I try to overhear how much he pays for the rooms.
Oh, there was some murmuring between them, but give me a perception. Okay, for 3 days, he ends up paying 5 gold for you guys.
all right, as soon as I get the key, I'll stand up and turn to Dan and says, "Dan, come on, I'm getting you to bed."
Huh? Dan's already asleep at the table. He's like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, Robin will stand up. She's finished her food, and she'll say, "Yeah, let's go get you taken care of, Dan," and she'll help and maneuver him kind of towards bed, wherever that is.
Okay.
Wayne will go up to the bar and ask Arik. Arik, was it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is
Arik.
Sorry if this is a dumb thing to ask, but do you have like a guitar or a mandolin here? I don't know how good I am right now, but a little bit of rest, I could perform here. Maybe cut down on the cost that Ismark is having to pay for our lodgings.
Without maintaining eye contact with you, he raises his right arm, and he just points, like stiff-armed, at the 3 women in the corner.
Wayne turns to look.
And then he just goes back to polishing or cleaning the bar.
I'm sorry, is that the extent of your customer base? Or do they have a mandolin or guitar? I don't understand, sir.
Wayne, I think...
He looks up at you. And he just goes back to cleaning the bar.
As I'm passing by to head up the stairs and I hear Wayne saying this, I say, oh, Wayne, I think they're the ones who run this bar. You saw how he looked at them when the guy was making a scene?
Wayne nods, and you see him stiffen up when you get close. That's a good point.
Chris, Arena, this is probably best time as any if you wanna take over these.
Oh,
these
can I
routes.
come up and see your room?
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'll
sure-
take a look at those lights. Let's get you laid down.
don't make
and,
too much noise, though. Dan's gonna try to get some sleep.
Leo approaches. You're not sure how he has any cigarettes left. And he says, Arinya, I mean, you can always see my room. I just want you to know that. And she says, well, it's a group room with everybody, so you should probably make sure everyone's okay with it first. And he says, as he starts to head up the stairs.
Jason just kind of rolls his eyes.
As you approach, Wayne, this woman, the only one capable of smiling, she smiles at you. And she says, well, look at this handsome stranger. I've heard everything. You're new in town and you want to play music.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Sadly, with the roads closed, we just don't have this sort of custom that we normally do. But the three of us are certainly thirsty for some entertainment. Perhaps this evening you can come down and play for us.
Well, that's just it. I'd be happy to entertain. I unfortunately, my guitar didn't come with me. So if you
I have a lute you could borrow.
I could take a crack at that, yeah.
Excellent. And maybe then we can talk of business opportunities. You can tell us about yourself, why you're here.
Well, I appreciate the use of the instrument, and I'd be happy to entertain you ladies or anyone else that would care to listen.
Oh, are you a talented musician, some sort of bard?
I have some skill, although it's been a tough few
Perhaps
days,
we'll
so-
invite the burgermaster. He has not been by in a while. You already
Yeah.
seem quite chummy with his children.
They were kind enough to help us out when we were in a real bad spot.
Yes, Arinya is quite a girl. She has a very big heart. Ismark, though,
He is very pragmatic. Yep.
at least he's handsome. I suppose we'll see you later then. Would you need the loot now?
If it wouldn't be too much of a bother, I'd like to get
I'll have
familiar with-
someone bring it by your room.
Thank you. Ladies. And Wayne will head back and join the group as they're trailing up, or if they're
they're all heading up the stairs. All right, sweet.
Yeah, Chris hands Jason a bottle of vodka and he says, "Hold this, and I'll help you get up the stairs." And he'll.
Oh man, look at Robin already navigating up the stairs already. Incredible. Let's see.
Leaving a little blood trail behind her.
Oh no! Now there's clones everywhere. Ah! I was just gonna move you guys up, but if you guys can figure it out, I guess that's cool. There you go.
Is this the room off to the right here?
Yes. And the bathrooms are to the south. Let's see. Here's the common room that you guys are allowed to use. There you go. And then here is the room. The picture does not show bunk beds, but you know, we got NPC companion systems, so there's bunk beds. So.
Right.
There's outside stairs.
Yeah, so you don't have to go through the house, the main part of the building.
Your own little private suite.
I think Dunbar's stuck.
Oh, yeah, probably. Let's see. There we go.
So also, Crash this one also has fog of war if that matters.
Nah, it should be fine.
All right.
But yeah.
All right, get to bed, Dan.
All right, this place is a sanctuary. Right. So you kind of situate Dan in like the bottom bunk here, and he pretty much just collapses when he's in the bed. Like he's asleep as soon as he is horizontal. Okay. All right. Irenia helps you, Jason, into the room, and she says, "All right, let's take a look at what everybody's got going, and then we'll figure out the best course of action to recover. Who's first?" All right. Let's take a look here.
I might just help her on all of these.
Okay. All right. So it is going to take at least an hour for her to look over Jason. So during that hour, you guys, of course, I can't actively roleplay with all of you for the hour, but you know, this is probably a good time for you guys to just get situated and figure out, you know, what you're gonna do and all that kind of stuff. All right.
I'm gonna if these are bunk beds, what I'll do is I'll take out one of them, like the blankets and stuff like that, and just put on the like try and get as padded on the floor as possible so I could actually fit.
Yeah, I should mention, I don't know how many of you had the pleasure of going to like American University and staying in the dorms. These are those very small, not meant for a human being, like beds. You know, like you could say that it's a bed because it has all the things that would make it a bed, but it's more like a coffin than a bed based on like the size. Like it's a tight fit.
Yeah, Ant's not gonna fit that because 6 foot tall, you couldn't fit.
But I'm 7 now, so.
Yeah, Robin will take the bottom bunk over here next to Anne and Dan.
All right, so Irenia explains to you your injuries, and in doing so, unlocks this tutorial about recovering from wounds. So you recover from 1 wound after each successful long rest. Keep in mind that you can only long rest in a sanctuary. After completing a long rest with modest accommodation, or better, a character can roll a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. If successful, they recover from a second wound if they have one. But this counts as their long rest activity. So you can't do any crafting, you can't do any gaming, you can't do any pit fighting, any of that kind of stuff. Use of a healer's kit by someone with proficiency in medicine will grant advantage to this secondary roll, but this will count as that person's long rest activity. Alternatively, use of a healer's kit by someone without any wounds with proficiency in medicine allows that person to substitute their medicine check for the patient's con saving throw. But this will count as their long rest activity. If you have magic, a Cure Wound spell removes 1 wound, but it must be cast at the same level as the number of wounds the target currently has to have any effect. So if you had 5 wounds, you would need a 5th level Cure Wound spell, and even then, regardless of what level it is cast at, a single casting will only remove 1 wound. For these purposes, count any injuries towards the total number of wounds a creature has. Cure Wounds cannot remove injuries unless stated below. You cannot recover from any long-term injuries if you have any wounds.
Alright, so we have to get rid of all of our wounds before we can even get rid of injuries.
Correct. So injuries, lost parts. You're pretty much
long-term injuries, right?
Yes, long-term injuries. Well, we're gonna talk.
There might be some injuries that we could alleviate.
Correct. Yep. So we're going to talk about the specifics here. Lost parts require a regeneration spell or a prosthetic replacement. I have 2 different supplements to cover prosthetics, guide animals, wheelchairs, all that stuff. If you require such things. Let's see. Scarring. Magical healing of 6th level or higher is required. Heal and regenerate as examples to remove any sort of scarring that you've acquired. Muscle and tissue damage. If you have no wounds but could recover a wound, you can recover one of these injuries. So if you have any sort of muscle or tissue damage. Broken and fractured bones. Each broken bone requires up to 20d6, which averages out to be 70 points of dedicated healing to heal after being set with a DC 15 or higher medicine check. Such a medicine check requires 5 charges of a healer's kit and 1 hour of time. 1 week of downtime reduces the amount of healing required by 10. So essentially, it would take 7 weeks to heal a broken bone. You obviously can heal all of your broken bones at the same time. You don't have to like clear 1 broken bone before you heal another broken bone. But that means that sort of with the randomness there, some fractures might be pretty easy to bounce back from. Some might be devastating and stick around. The only other way to reduce that damage of dedicated healing means that you must be benefiting from some sort of item, consumable, or spell type thing that provides healing. Otherwise, you're just looking at natural healing, essentially. And then elemental damage, which you guys haven't had to deal with yet. Some injuries can be caused by elemental damage. Those injuries are more complex than what you're normally dealing with. And then that's your little tutorial on that. So basically, she tells Jason that he's pretty much just gotta like not do anything for like the next 7 weeks, which is probably not what you wanted to hear, Jason.
Not ideally.
Yeah, not ideally. Yeah. She says there are some torn muscles. Those will get better. I don't know, in like a week or so. You have some internal bleeding. As long as you take it easy, that should clear up. It looks like your leg broke. This could be complicated. Let's see.
With things like broken legs, if you don't spend the time resting, but you still spend 7 weeks in game, would it heal still on its own, but badly, or what would happen under that kind of situation?
So basically, you would just continue to live with the injury. Yeah, like you need to rest to heal, or you need magic to heal, or you need something equivalent to magic, like alchemy or something like that, to cheat, your recovery essentially. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, in a low magic, no magic game, I mean, an injury is an injury. It's going to take time to heal.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Chris is gonna pull out that brown leather case with the red vials in it, and he's gonna ask Irina, will these help? I'm not quite sure what they are.
Oh, if those are what I think they are, they will. We can, you can help me apply them to the wound after we set the bone. It's gonna hurt really bad because it looks like you've been walking around on it since it got damaged.
Yeah, well, we didn't really have a easy way of getting around, but we're all parts still here. Kind of like looking at Chris. Looks like he's gonna keep me busy at least for a few days. How much help I can be on Ismark's tasks around town.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to do what you gotta do, brother. I wouldn't worry about anything else. Just worry about yourself right now.
Yeah, Leo claps you on the shoulder and says, "I'll be your eyes and ears out in the world, man." Which is the DM's way of saying you could just play as Leo while Jason's recovering if you... That way you have an active person to play as while you're out doing stuff. Alright. And then, let's see, anything else wrong with you? She says, does this hurt? And she pokes your wounded kidney. Does this hurt? And she,
yeah, I feel that.
She moves your injured back. How about this? She kind of like starts massaging your head and like moving her finger in front, having you follow her finger and stuff. And she says, he's concussed as well. What did you guys do?
Well, if I remember, there was that house in the woods.
Yeah. Well,
the death house.
Yeah, there was a house in in the basement. There was this weird altar or something like that. We were trying to find a way out, but when we got down there, I don't know. I remember seeing like a bunch of like black and purple flaming robed figures, and then something hit me really hard, and I was knocked out. They said it. I think what they told me was that there was a giant flesh baby. And like Anne's looking at the rest of everybody.
Like a giant baby?
She's looking at everybody else to fill in the blanks. Because she was knocked out during that time.
It wasn't really a baby, it was
a big monster that was like powered by a baby.
There was like a baby riding on the monster?
I think the baby was more like...
We don't really... This is...
I think it was turned into it.
Yeah, it was more like the soul of the monster.
Oh, like a werewolf baby?
But bloody and huge and ugly and killed my dad.
Oh. I'm sorry. That is the man you buried on the road, yes?
Yeah, she just nods.
Oh, here, I'll drop the recovery rules onto the map. If anybody wants to be able to click on them or whatever.
Oh.
There you go. Should be over here. Okay. She says, all right, Chris, you're very good at this medicine. Are you a doctor?
I'm not a doctor. I've been in My dad was a corpsman, and I just I've done
Is that some kind of soldier?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, it's time. We're going to set his leg.
You're not supposed to tell him when it's time. You're supposed to just do it.
Yeah, well, of course,
Now he's gonna anticipate it.
Well, I think he's been anticipating it.
Look, Jason, we're not gonna do it right now, and then Chris does it.
Okay. Do you want to roll, or do you want her to roll?
No. I guide her hits.
Okay. All right, it's gotta be a 15 or higher here. Ooh. Okay. It only hurts really bad. It's it's not the most pain you've ever been in your life. And they set the bone. All right, now give me those potions. Where did you get these? Also in the house?
Yeah, I found them in that house.
You know you can make these yourself if you have the right ingredients.
Oh, and they're like a medicine?
Yeah, but they're very expensive. You guys are pretty short on money. Do you want to try to sell these, or do you want to use them to try to speed up his recovery?
I think it's best if we heal him up. We'll figure out the money situation.
I will teach you this technique that I learned from my teacher. And she explains to you in the World Doc rules that if you make a medicine check while administering a potion, you can have it deliver maximum healing.
Oh wow, you're pretty good at this yourself.
Okay, do you want her to roll a check, or do you want to roll it?
I want her to roll it. I'm exhausted.
All right, I'm just asking. Player agency, all that, you know. All right, so let's see. Medicine check. What was it? DC 15 to get the potion effects. I think it's DC 15. All right, and we're going for max heals. All right, here we go. First attempt. How many potions are you putting on there?
I mean, however many she's gonna use. Chris is this is all kind of foreign to him.
Okay.
You know, he's not worried about how
you two are crushing it. You dudes are crushing. I'm asking literally how many do you have? So.
Oh, I think you said there were 6 in the case.
Each one 4.
It was 4.
Let me check. It's from the. It's from the Death House. It's 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
So each one is going to heal 18. His leg needs 72 healing to fully recover. If she's doing them at max, right? Because it's 2d8 plus 2. So. So far,
a fighter,
that's
right? So it's not 2d10.
Oh, are you a fighter? Yeah, you're a fighter. Okay, so that's actually going to be 22 per piece. So you're already at 44 out of 72.
Yeah, if we could heal the leg all the way up, I think that's fine.
Okay. All right, if everyone in agreement, I mean, it's still low magic, low, low resource campaign. But if you want to get him back on his feet, you can definitely do it with this.
I mean, short of Dan, he's the most fucked up. So let's get him back.
Okay. All right. So here's the next one. Trying to get a 15.
Chris looks at over at head.
Okay.
But I don't think the potions will help her.
All right. So now you're at 66 out of 72. Do you want him to just spend a week, or do you want to use the last potion to have him be good to go?
I mean, I'm gonna have to take almost 7 days.
You're gonna have to get all the wounds off anyway.
You're gonna need to. It'd be like at least 2 or 3 weeks for you. So okay, all right. Here's the last potion. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be max at this point, but she'll try for it.
Like either way, right? Because I got 8 wounds. So I mean that's.
Damn. 19, nat 20. All right, awesome. You feel great, and you guys watch as like this is like some fucking movie magic shit. Like his skin is like rapidly regenerating in front of your eyes as she deliberately sort of injects it into like parts of his leg with like a syringe.
Yeah. Chris is like very intrigued, and he's like, "Yeah, I would definitely like to learn how to make these. If you wouldn't mind teaching me or pointing me in that direction."
Robin is as well. She'll chime in?
Of course.
Making them. What's they sell for?
Well, I have heard that in Velikai, where they have alchemist shop, it's about 50 gold coins. But here, if you can manage to find one, Bildrath will probably try to charge you 250 or more. And she looks at you guys and realizes that you have no idea what any of these numbers mean. And she says, you are staying in this room for 3 days, all of you, for 5 gold. So use that to sort of gauge just how expensive.
250
Wait,
flat.
that means vodka, pretty expensive, huh?
Well, the problem that Bildrath is running into that he's too stupid to know is that no one has any money in Barovia village, so it's no point for him to try to charge so much. That's why we have to keep you away from him. If he sees you guys, he's going to try and take all your money.
What did you say his name was again? Bildrath?
Bildrath.
Bildrath, got it.
That sounds funny, because he is kind of a rat. He's very greasy and sneaky. I don't like him, and my brother really doesn't like him.
How does he stay in business?
That's the thing, he's the last business in town other than the tavern. I'm really embarrassed because you guys come from some super rich place where everyone has magic Jesus stones in their pockets and they can record things and everyone has surnames and here we have one tavern and one church and we have one shop and everything is just shit, and we have zombies that we don't even know what to do with them. We just lock them up in the empty houses and then it's just a mess.
Arima, since we've been dropped off here, we've had nothing. So the fact that you've been kind enough to help us get this far really means a lot. And we don't have access to all those things here. So what you do have, that means the world to us. Just saying.
Okay. Alright. You should be fine. Your leg is healed. Ha! I'm like cleric now. Who is next? We should probably take a look at Dan, even though he's asleep. Well, I don't think things have changed. I'll take a look at him without waking him up. So, Anne, he doesn't seem to have any wounds. He's just completely worn out.
Yeah, when we were in that house, there was I guess 2 zombies in there that
No, I thought they were like vampires. Like
they kind of look like vampires, but like zombie vampires.
Which one was? Oh, zombie vampire. Let me see.
It was what was the last Dursts?
The Dursts.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think if they were vampires, you probably would have had more people die. Vampires are very strong.
I'm not sure. That's what they looked like, but they captured him and tied him up and tried to sacrifice him.
That would probably be pretty scary. It doesn't help that he's very weak. Is your brother some kind of scribe or something? I suppose in the world where you have so much money and resources, people can just afford to go around being, you know, a little wimpy. But
he's a bit of a wimp, but you know.
He cares about you so much, though. Like, we basically had to drag him away from the fight. I'm sorry that we left you, but I made the decision that if we stayed, more people would die. I'm sorry that we left you.
Well, I'm here now, so I guess you know, like she's trying to think. Yeah, I guess we're. It's okay.
Okay. You look pretty beat up too. Do you want me to take a look at you? And Chris, you're noticing that, like, now that you're kind of working with her up close, like, her nose has been broken a couple of times.
Anne's nose?
No, Arena's.
Arena's, but like
Yeah.
like broken but healed.
Yeah. Like
Okay,
this person has definitely been in fights.
Yeah. Sure. Sit down on the floor.
Okay. It is.
Say, Chris is he's looking for any obvious bite marks.
Oh yeah. We're going to have to check thoroughly to make sure you don't have any wounds that are infected.
Okay.
I recommend honestly that everybody use the washroom. You want to make sure you don't get any diseases. All right, so she starts taking a look at you, and she says, so whatever has happened to you that's made you so big, your leg it is not the right size. It's going to hurt you very much to keep using it like this.
Yeah, I need to adjust it, but it's gonna be do you have is there like a, I don't know, maybe I can make an extension? Is there like anything I could, like a workshop or something like that in this town?
Well, there's an old forge that was abandoned. I mean, we could check it out over the next few days if you'd like.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what else is going on here. Ooh. Oh, that's a bad injury to your eye. You're lucky there's no severe damage, though. Does this hurt? And she pokes your side, and you feel internal bleeding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about this? And she tries to straighten your back.
Yeah, that hurts.
And she looks at the stump of your hand. She says, oof. It looks like someone cauterized this.
Yeah, I didn't really have control issues.
Who chopped off your hand?
Those two people that when we first kind of got here, there was two.
Oh,
you see the mask?
Berserkers. Okay, I think you mentioned that. I'm sorry.
I mean, I didn't,
well,
but
if you're, I mean, your wounds are. You're better off than Jason. As weird as that sounds, I mean, you're not better off because you're missing a hand in your leg, but I mean, you'll bounce back faster, I think, than he would have without those potions. Dan is just going to need a rest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him out of bed for like at least a week.
Mm-hmm.
If you have someone who can stay with him and tend to him, that might help his recovery.
Okay. Do you? He usually needs something to keep him busy. But I guess sleeping will be there. Be that too.
Oh.
Do you guys have any books here? Maybe you can read a book.
Well, I do have some books. I can sneak them out of the house.
That'll be good.
But you promise not to tell Ismark or my father.
Tell them what? Nothing happened.
Are books like rare? Something?
Yes.
Can most people even read?
I mean, no, not really. We don't really have any schools or anything. I heard they opened an orphanage in Valakai. Usually it's just nobles who know how to read, but books are very valuable because they are highly sought after by the devil.
I see.
By he who must not be named.
Yeah,
Sure, yes.
Voldemort.
Voldemort, yes.
Oh yeah, if you wouldn't mind risking that, it is. I understand they're precious to you.
I really appreciate it, but you don't have to.
All right, Robin. Let's see what's going on with you. Let's see. Does these hurt? And she pokes your kidney. Nothing. Oh no, there's some bruising here. You should be fine. Just get some rest. And let's see, Wayne. Okay. Ed, she informs you that you also have some internal injuries that shouldn't be too serious, but that you also are concussed.
Okay.
Okay. She says, well, I think that is that. Whew. That was quite an afternoon. I have to go. Check on Ismark and my father. But I will be back later. Just remember, don't go outside after dark.
Yeah, I don't think we're leaving at all here. Thank you.
Chris goes over to Wayne. Well, if you're gonna give that guitar thing a whirl, I wouldn't mind finishing this bottle. If you want to head down.
I mean, they said they were going to bring it up. I was hoping to.
Oh yeah, my bad. So during that,
and get a feel for it.
During that, the time that you guys were being healed, there would have been a knock at the exterior door, and Natalia would have brought up the loot.
Wayne will
So
take
I
it.
will add the loot to your sheet.
Okay.
It is straight out of the Renaissance Festival, including like colorful like paintings of what at first just look like, you know, flowers, but as you look closer, like the flowers all have like skulls in them, and then the skulls all have bugs crawling out of the eye sockets and the mouths. Yeah.
So it's a sort of loot that Tim Burton would play.
Yeah, everything kind of has a Tim Burton splash of paint on it. Yeah, it feels like.
Ammunition, same stuff.
Alright. You guys check out your bathroom accommodations. There are shit buckets that you just dump out the window when you're done. And there are 2 tubs, and there are 2 barrels of rainwater. There seems to be a shelf, and on the shelf there are very rough-ass looking scrub brushes like you would use on a horse. And there is an unlabeled canister that contains a powder. Maybe it's soap.
Okay.
Robin would take a bath. Like, she's
Okay.
so bloodied and beat up and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She would like this looks great, even though it's just, you know, standing water kind of thing.
And to really like sell the ambiance here, you can see it on the map and in the handout, but it is so uninsulated that you can see people coming and going through the floorboards because this bathroom is located like right above the entrance to the tavern.
Oh my god, so when you're in the tavern, you can probably just hear some people dropping it too.
Yeah, and like if you're not careful, like somebody might throw a bucket of shit on you. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's no plumbing at all.
And like the day one of those barrels accidentally gets knocked over and it leaks through the floorboards, that's a bad thing.
Oh man, you know that's happened.
Yeah, this is not, and that's when you start to realize, like, as cute as Irenia was, and as, you know, as handsome as Ismark was, I mean, they're both dirty. Like, everything here is dirty. Stinky and dirty. Like, you're pretty sure that this is a culture that, like, you take one bath a week, kind of situation.
Robin was smart to go in first.
Yeah, she was reading the situation and realized that like she would be sharing bathwater if she didn't. So yeah, that she jumped at it.
After realizing that, Anne says, "I'll go in second."
I think there's 2 tubs.
Oh, okay then.
Girls first.
Yeah.
So Jason, Leo says, so that Irenia, huh? The Rose of the Valley. I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I bet you are seeing it.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna be stuck here for a while, I mean,
might as well get the land of the landscape, I guess.
lay of the land, absolutely. Plus, I mean, it doesn't hurt that, you know, it sounds like she and her family are the only people that even have any resources in this town, so
Yeah.
we definitely want to keep them on our good side.
Yeah, so don't go around screwing it up.
Ooh, fair. Fair. Okay. Hey, look, I can't, don't blame me if she falls in love with me, though. You know how it goes.
You make your attempts. Discreetly.
I don't know. I've made a few attempts. She seems pretty oblivious.
I think, she waits a man of strength, you know, hit the gym a little bit more.
I have tone, okay? You don't need strength if you look like you got strength. And he, you know, lifts his shirt, he shows you his abs. Says, huh? Muscles.
Seem pretty impressed with the, firearms. We can get, Chris Henry to show you how one of them works. Come across another.
I mean, I can't argue with results. I mean, that Chris guy has got a few screws loose, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we'd be dead without him. So. I just feel like he's a character off The Walking Dead, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, like. But
is this
if
a
there's
private conversation, or is it just
I mean, they're over here just, you know, having a quiet talk.
I didn't know how far they were projecting, so.
No, yeah, they're definitely having a quiet, just 2 bros, just trying to process all this shit. Yeah. Dunbar is
Not
looking
John
for
White.
the pastries. He's looking for the pastries. He wants them. Where did you hide them, Chris?
They're in Chris has kind of like a jacket with like the pockets where you're like, what would you put in these pockets? And they're just in his pockets.
Okay. You know that you are being watched, and that the moment that that jacket is unattended, those pastries will no longer be in that jacket. Wayne, years of experience dealing with this animal, you know he is plotting a heist right now.
Dude, if you get my dog killed with those drug food things, I'm gonna kill you. I mean, just put him out of reach for him, please. Or eat him, burn him, figure something out with him.
But I'm gonna figure something out. There's clearly something going on with these that broke. I'm gonna try and figure out.
I mean, didn't those potions or whatever come in a box? Put those things in a box. Put it on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll put them in that box. You know, Wayne, you're really smart, man. I'm really happy I got you around.
Average intelligence. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way to be useful right now. I can't shoot for shit, and
let's just give that loot a whirl and get me out of this cramped room where I can drink this vodka without Eddie wandering us.
Fair enough. Like, yeah, well, Wayne has had the loot. He's like tuned it by ear as best he can, and is trying to get a feel for it and the tonality, how it differs from a guitar, that sort of thing.
Alright. My friend, who is a very skilled musician, claims that instruments from the same family, it only takes a little bit, and if you're really good, then you know what you're doing, essentially. He has proven that to me, but he might just be a musical savant, so I don't know for sure. I always feel that in D&D you should have proficiency in strings, in percussion. Like, you shouldn't just have one instrument. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit.
I would say that as a person who learned how to play the saxophone, trying to go ahead and trying to play a clarinet or something else is not the same.
Damn.
Yeah, I think string.
Yeah, but a trumpet. Come on.
Trumpet to trombone. Trumpet to trombone. It's easier.
Well, aren't those both brass? And then you're
it's
talking about going to a woodwind.
And trombone is a very different animal from like
schools.
No, but like saxophone to clarinet, they're both woodwinds. It's not the same. But trumpet to trombone, brass, it is kind of the same.
Saxophone's a woodwind.
Yes,
okay,
saxophone's a woodwind.
Oh wow,
it is.
Okay, so Dom, explain to me why somebody with woodworking tools knows how to make literally everything out of wood and bone in the entire world.
Because that's D&D and not real life.
But some poor asshole who knows how to play a lute doesn't know how to play any
because that's D&D and not real life.
Okay, so I'm going to say that, Wade, you have proficiency in all stringed instruments.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
I'll weigh in as well. Like, my instrument friends, definitely, like, who can play guitars, can also play bass, and like can probably pick up a banjo and a lute. And
I think,
exactly. Yeah.
For strings, it's probably like that, but I don't. I know for
I
it's
think
not.
your instruments are very complex. They got a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So, you practice. You get the hang of it pretty quick. What are you planning to perform? Out of curiosity. Is it covered by the Bard core selection? I don't know.
It could very well be. But it is things that I think would sound cool on acoustic, but might get us in trouble if we actually found stuff and played it. So, but it would be more modern selections. Given just how dour everything's been, it would be more upbeat things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So around 5 or so, like an hour before sunset, we'll just say 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. sounds pretty good. You guys are gonna head downstairs?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
If the drug food's being left behind,
No, I'm bringing it with. I got it.
in that case, Wayne will ask if it's not an imposition if someone can keep an eye on Dunbar and the kitten.
I mean, I guess if you guys wait until we get out of the bath, I'll watch Dunbar because I'm gonna stay inside there with Dan.
Yeah, and
oh, you're not gonna go downstairs for the music and stuff? Okay.
No, and it's not gonna go downstairs.
Yeah. And
Okay.
just while we were in the bath, like Robin would have checked in with Anne. I don't know if we need to have a whole scene or anything, but she would have checked
want to,
in
go
just to
for
make
it.
sure, just to kind of, hey Anne, I'm really sorry you got left behind. We really thought you were dead.
What did I
We were
look
just-
like?
I mean, you were smaller than you are now, and you were crumpled on the ground, and like we heard crunching and breaking, and you were, I mean, we checked and you were gone.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It went black. I know I blacked out, but I just woke up, and no one was around.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, shit is weird here, and you don't have to try to explain anything. That's not what I'm. I just want you to know that I'm sorry you got left behind. We were just trying to save ourselves. It was kind of like being in the death house again. And
Hey, I'm pretty sure you know if it got to the point where I was dead, and it was either run and save yourselves or stay by and die with me, then you made the right choice. I don't blame me for. I mean, I'm glad Dan is okay. He's not okay, but I'm glad he's alive, and it only happened because from what he told me, you pulled him away. He was trying to become a hero or something like that.
Yeah. We just that mist, it was going to kill him and everyone. She's just gonna she's gonna pause for a second, and like, it has been so much, and like I think with everything, like, this is finally like the moment where she's letting her guard down. She feels safe finally. I think she's gonna start crying a little bit, and she's just gonna say, I'm so glad that you were still here somehow with us. I don't care how.
I'm too.
She's gonna like reach her hand out, kind of like from, since the tubs are close by, and like try to grab Anne's hand.
Yeah. We'll have a whole hands. Yeah.
She's gonna say, look, we're family, you and me and Dan, and there's, I mean, I don't distrust anybody else. Like, everybody's trying to do the best they can, but we've just got to stick together. And I promise I'm gonna do my best never to leave you or Dan behind again.
I mean, if I really died and got this, I mean, I am bigger now, and I feel a bit stronger. But and if whatever happened to me, I'm gonna use whatever this is to make sure you and Dan get home, back home, whatever that takes.
Same. I'm gonna, whatever it takes.
Is that? Wait, can you look through the hole down here and see downstairs?
What? Do you see a guy walking around underneath the while you're taking a bath?
No. It's just more of just now realizing that.
I didn't know how fancy the Spenios maps were. Like.
Wow, they did that.
Yeah. I mean, you can in Foundry. Just saying, you can. All right. As you guys go downstairs, there's actually a lot of people here. And the smiling woman says, as you come downstairs, she says, "There he is, the wandering bard himself. This is..." She leaves it hanging for you.
Wayne Larson.
The Wayne Larson. And everybody kind of murmurs. Okay. He is from beyond the mist, and has set aside his evening to play for us some beautiful music, to lift our spirits in these dark times. Ah, look who has joined us tonight. Huh? The Rose of the Valley, and our great burgomaster, Kolyan Indirovich. And you see a guy walk in, and he looks like a dude that would hang out with George Washington, and also a dude that is just about fed up with all of life's bullshit. He has piercing blue eyes like his son. Not physically as big as the son, but has sort of a lot of gray in his dusty hair, and he is wearing relatively fine clothes, but they are threadbare and not in the best shape, like everything in this town. Irenia says, "Father, these are the strangers we found on the road. This is Jason. His leg was broken, but I fixed it. And this is Chris. He's sort of like a doctor soldier. This is Wayne, which just got introduced. This is, what's this guy's name? Leonard or something like that. He smokes a lot. There's other people. Are they not coming down?"
I think everyone's taking advantage of this time to get some rest. It's been pretty intense couple of days.
You felt Leo's psychic damage when you took it. So. Oh, and this is Dunbar. They also have a kitten, but I think it's upstairs sleeping. Sorry to interrupt, everyone. Kolyan walks in and he says, "It is good to see so many of you out in the battle tonight. These are hard times. The hardest, perhaps. I'm doing everything I can to try to make things better for you. Hopefully tonight, this stranger, this traveler, can lift our spirits a bit. I have heard great things about you and your companions. I had to see for myself."
Well, hopefully we live up to the hype.
Okay.
I think my token's stuck upstairs. I've been trying to get it.
What?
You have a token down.
I can see it right here.
I don't have sight through them, I guess.
Oh, that's weird. Alright, I'll just drag a refresh it. I'll drag a refresh out for you. Let's see.
I'm on the second floor still.
Yeah, Chris shoots Wayne a look like, man, there's a lot of people watching. Like,
I think you need to move him over to the next, drag him to the next scene.
I mean, I made this the active scene. Is it not working?
The second floor is still the active scene.
Maybe I need a refresh.
Oh, it is. My bad. My bad. Well, I wish I had known. I was showing all these people. Anyways, thank you for
the mind.
Thank you for Theater of the Minding with me. That's great. So yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people here, and a lot of people.
Here, I'll throw out the all PC vision so that Robin can.
All right. You guys smell him before you see him. There's a smell of somebody wearing too much ye old battle axe cologne, and Bildrath comes in. He has a swarmy look on his face, like everyone sucks but him. And he looks around. He lecherously looks at Irenia. He disdainfully looks at Kolyan, and then he looks at all of you guys with great interest. And Kolyan looks at him and nods, and Bildrath looks at him and nods, and he walks up to the bar, and he says, "I'll have the usual." And then Eric says, "Girl!" And you see Natalia come rushing out, and, you know, all that jazz. Alright, everything grows quiet. And everyone turns their attention to Wayne Larson, the stranger, the bard. What does he got for us?
He would open with an acoustic version of the Beatles' Blackbird.
Okay.
I don't know if you actually have that for Bardcore, but I actually have a list of different songs that I set aside.
Yeah, here we go. Hopefully it doesn't have lyrics, otherwise we're good. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Do you sing to accompany it, or do you?
Yeah. He would sing.
Okay. All right.
And
do you,
want me
do
to roll
you sing it accurately, or do you ad lib, or do you change the lyrics, or is this an honest version?
They wouldn't know the difference, so he's true to the source material.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a performance charisma.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and use that DM inspiration I got to roll with advantage.
Okay. Oh my, that's a good thing you did. Yeah. I don't know how each of you reacts to this, but the people of this town, who are terribly downtrodden and mostly hopeless, many of them just start to cry a little bit. They sway. You know, a couple kind of holds each other. Even this red-hooded dude in the corner is kind of tapping his foot along as he continues to drink himself to death. Okay. Looking around the room, what would Jason's reaction be to a nat 20 performance of a song from your homeworld after everything that has happened?
Very nostalgic and impressed by Wayne's skill. Probably be kind of slightly humming along.
Chris, any kind of reaction or?
Chris is just giving Wayne an approving look, and he's kind of mouthing to him, asking him to play some Skinner.
All right. Kolyan looks impressed and relieved, and his attention is on the people and not on Wayne. And you get a sense that this man cares very deeply for the people of his community, and he carries a tremendous burden that he is struggling to carry. Leo is smoking and staring at Irenia, but Irenia is staring at Wayne, her eyes big and glassy, lit by the fireplace. Eastmark is staring at Irenia and Wayne with a scowl, but also a smile. All right. And then you just kind of go into the next set and you play for these people for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do accommodate Chris's request at some point. I do a rendition of Simple Man, but more
Simple
along
Man.
the lines of Shinedown's acoustic version as opposed to the Skinner version.
Oh, I thought you were going to do Sweet Home Alabama. All right.
No.
I'll turn it off then. So anyways, you perform and people are very pleased with it. The time seems to fly by and the shadows begin to crawl along the doorframe and the windows. And people start to get more and more uncomfortable as the hour passes. And after about 45 minutes or so, everybody begins picking up and getting ready to leave. Nobody tips you or anything, but people do come up and compliment you on your incredible skills, and they want to know if you'll be, how long you'll be in town. Are you an adventurer? Everyone keeps throwing around this word adventurer, so they want to know if you're an adventurer, if you're an adventuring party. What's the name of your band? And they don't seem to be asking, like, as a musician, what's the name of your band? They seem to want to know what your band, like Band of Brothers, is called.
Wayne will be very polite and be as genuine as possible, and thank everyone for coming and listening. And to answer their questions, like I've got to be here for a little while, not sure how long, but we're not really adventurers. We don't really have a band name, an adventuring name. We're here for a while, and thank you again for coming and listening.
All right. As people are heading out, Bildrath says to you, well, if you're adventurers, I might have some work for you. Come by my shop. We can talk business. And then this guy walks by as he's stumbling towards the exit, and he says, "You play like Vistana. You are a very talented man. I should get you to perform for my boss. If you're ever near the city of Valakai, we often set up camp nearby." Alright, Wayne, go ahead and take TM Inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, as things are kind of clearing out, Kolyan says, well, it was a wonderful evening, and thank you for the entertainment, Wayne Larson. We must be going. The hour draws close to sunset. I know you're new in town, so please take us at our word when we say that the nights are dangerous. Even here in this village. Stay inside where it's safe. in the morning. Perhaps we can talk of other things, better things. Huh?
Certainly. Master Collion, thank you so much for your generosity, your
I am
family's
no
generosity.
master, just Burgomaster is fine.
Burgomaster Collion, thank you so much.
Of course. Ladies, thank you for the invitation. It was well worth my time. And the three sisters nodded him. And he says, well, shall we go? And Irenia looks kind of sad, and she says, well, yes, okay. And she looks at all of you, she says, it was just an amazing day. Thank you so much. It was very beautiful music from your place that you came from. I hope everyone heals up, and I will see you in the morning. Eastmark goes up to you, Wayne, and he extends his hand to shake.
I shake his hand back.
And he says, you brought joy to these people tonight. That means a lot to me. And then he walks away.
Wayne will go over to the sisters. If I can move my token. There we go. I'd like to thank you, ladies, for the use of your fine loot. Shall I return it to you now, or would you rather I hold on to it while we stay here? I'm not sure what the protocol here is.
Mirabel smiles at you and says, I would very much like you to keep it. It can be a gift for tonight's performance. That way I don't have to pay you.
I wasn't doing it for the money. I was wanting to lift everyone's spirits, and this is a very fine gift. Thank you.
Oh, I see we have another Rose of the Valley on our hands here. Doing goodness for goodness sake, hmm?
Well, not solely for goodness sake. A little bit of ego, if I must admit, and my friends. And Wayne looks back at them. I felt they could really use the distraction. Thank you again for your generosity.
It is nothing. You have brought joy to our little community and helped us out quite a bit. You see, we are Vistani, and so we are considered other. Kolyan is a decent man, and he stood up for us when we purchased this tavern. And he does what he can to shield us from some of the more cruel people in the community. But sometimes certain individuals from all cultures can be a problem. And she looks over at the stinking pile of wine bottles and vomit in the corner where that red-hooded guy has been sitting all day. And she says, that Radu Radovic, he is Vistana. And unlike us, he is not exiled. He is in good favor with one of the strongest and most prominent Vistana in all of Barovia, a man named Erode. He has been running up quite a tab and pushing everyone around, us included. I would very much like him to leave. But if I stand against him and it gets back to Erode, it could be very bad for me and my sisters. But since you're new in town and quite capable, I was hoping perhaps you or one of your companions, or perhaps all of you, could convince him that it's time to go. If you can also get him to pay his tab, I would be very grateful. Might even be able to arrange for extended stay.
I make no promises, but we'll see what we can do.
I don't care how it happens, but if I were to wake up one day and he was no longer here and his tab was paid, I would be very thankful. And you would be amazed by my generosity.
I think a lot amazes us considering the hard time we've had so far. But we understand it would be no small favor, and from where I come from, I'm familiar with people that are looked down upon for being different. I myself am different, so I understand. In a way.
I hope you don't look down on this town. It is a terrible time to be here. At one time, the village of Barovia was prosperous, a shining jewel, favored by Strahd himself. But, as you have heard, these are dark times. And now everything seems to languish and slowly die. We try to keep the hearth burning here, but we feel the end coming. Don't know how much longer we can bother to keep this place open. Not with the trade routes down and the wine shortage. But that's not your concern. Thank you, Wayne Larson, for a beautiful night.
Thank you for having us. Sleep well, and I'll be happy to perform again tomorrow evening.
She says, well, regarding sleeping well, I don't know how tired you are from the road, but I do have my own room.
That is quite the invitation, but I don't feel I'd be particularly good company tonight, and I have my animals to look after, my dog, and thank you, but I must decline this evening.
This lady says, animals, dog. There are no pets in this tavern. And then she breaks into a big smile.
You had me for a second. Again, you ladies have a wonderful evening.
As you walk away, you can hear the two other sisters teasing Mirabelle about striking out big time. Okay, so you guys head on upstairs? Or do you stay down and drink for a while, or?
Wayne heads on over and says, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm ready for bed.
I'll move the map back upstairs.
Chris says, okay, chill.
Oh,
and when no one else, when he's the only one of the party down there, he goes and buys another bottle.
Oh, damn. Okay. Of the good stuff, of the vodka. Okay. Because the wine is very watered down. You get the feeling that the wine shortage is real. They are really doing what they can to sort of extend their stock. All right, so
my token's stuck.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know what I'm running into.
Okay. I'm basically just gonna try to keep like a copy of you guys on each map so that we don't have to worry about who went into a new map and who didn't go into a new map. If you do get curious though and you explore, I mean that shouldn't be a problem, but just, you know, overall, that way there's no pressure on anybody to figure out how to navigate some of these maps. So. Alrighty. So what is I mean, do you guys just sell in for the night, or does anybody have anything else they want to do? Do you sneak out?
Wayne just wants to sleep at this point.
Okay.
Because with being concussed and the damaged kidney, he was having to really force himself to put on a brave face and perform for everyone.
Yeah, a nat 20 when you get -5 and disadvantage or whatever. That's pretty impressive. So, yeah.
Chris he's got his activities, but when I did want to, you said someone with training in medicine with no wounds can like try and roll and get rid of somebody's wound. Is that something I can do even with?
Yeah, as your long rest activity, sure. So, who did you wanna help?
I mean it's pretty obvious. I'll help out.
There's lots of worthy recipients of wounds, I think, in this room.
I think you got it.
How many wounds are you rocking before we start taking these wounds away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's pretty impressive. Has anybody else got more than 8?
No.
I hope not.
Jason, as winner of the most wounds awards, take a point of DM inspiration.
To be fair, I'm probably not even gonna succeed on this check. But you said it's a medicine.
You don't know that. You just heard skittered earlier tonight.
Yeah, I feel inspired from the.
It is a DC 15 medicine check.
All right, here we go.
Didn't you answer the faxpiration question today?
Oh wait. Alternately. Oh no.
Oh, I did. You're right.
Yeah, alternately use of a healer's kit by someone without wounds, so you could replace his con save. So we'll take his con save or your medicine check, whichever manages to hit 15.
Okay, so we can both roll. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's without wounds, right?
Yeah, I don't have any wounds.
Oh,
No,
okay, got you.
Okay, so a 3 does not make it. But let's see. So you can still attempt the con save with advantage because he did try to help you, Jason.
All right, so that'd just be a straight roll then.
Yep, straight con roll. Ooh, that's close. I don't know if you want to cross or anything, but it's pretty close to 15. Otherwise, you would just recover from the 1 wound like everybody else from successfully completing a long rest.
No, I think it's April time to see it at a cost.
Alright, so when you guys sleep, you get an actual long rest, you get to remove 1 wound, your hit points restore. I believe because we're playing with healing surges, you get quite a bit, maybe all of your healing surges back?
I think it's all on a long rest, half on a short one.
Under this optional rule, character regains all spent hit dice on a long rest. There you go.
Yeah.
And you had a milestone. You made it to the sanctuary of the Village of Barovia. So
oh
you
my
guys
goodness!
You guys level up.
Are you for real? Oh my god! I'm so
right, I'm gonna do a con save sec, see if I can get rid of second wound. I'm gonna spin resting.
Robin's gonna do that too.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right.
And again, in your room, there should be a little journal marker here, so you can open the recovery rules if you need them.
Yeah. Just to clarify, the leg, it's actually moved, or is it removed?
Yeah, I removed it. It's gone. Your broken leg is not broken.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was
the power
because
of magic. Yeah, that's because
of
the potion. Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
Remember, magic cheats. Magic cheats.
Otherwise, when you get to the max healing, you would still have to have no wounds and pass a check afterward.
Right, because you couldn't recover from it while you had wounds, unless you used magic.
I do have 2 wounds. I don't know why they aren't showing up on my token, but I do have 2 on my character sheet.
Oh yeah. I switched from doing tokens to just throwing them on your sheet because the ones on your sheet, they actually affect your stats.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they have like Foundry magic in them that actually lowers your max HP and stuff.
That means I have a cunning action now.
And the long rest button is not going to remove this exhaustion. You need to go in and manually delete it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You remove 1 exhaustion per long rest.
Crash, I know I may be making this harder for myself, but I feel like one of the wounds I encountered, or maybe it was the injury, it counted as like a double wound or some such.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah,
because there was only two wounds
okay.
on the sheet.
Oh, okay.
But I was under my own tracking. I had 3 wounds down.
Okay, yeah. So here's an extra wound for you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Now the reduction of the hit points is that from the exhaustion?
The reduction of hit points is from wounds. Yep. Your max HP is going to be lowered 1 by each wound that you have. And then when I think you hit a certain level, it'll go up to like 2 or something. They like scale with your level.
Yeah.
So every long rest, you're going to be able to remove 1 wound by default, 1 exhaustion by default, and you'll be able to recharge all of your long rest abilities, all your short rest abilities, and you'll get back all of your hit dice. If you want to get rid of an additional wound, assuming you have decent accommodations, you get to roll a DC 15 Constitution saving throw to get rid of a secondary wound. If you have no exhaustion when you take a long rest, you get well rested buff by sleeping in a sanctuary, which actually buffers you against getting an exhaustion. It'll stop the first exhaustion that comes at you, but you cannot be well rested while you still have exhaustion. So if after resting you still have exhaustion, you do not get a well rested buff.
Damn it, so close.
Yeah. All right, and then also you need to do the same sort of bookkeeping for your whichever companion you are in charge of. Also at a sanctuary is an opportunity to drop off and swap out companions if you have such a thing. You guys have not recruited additional companions yet. The siblings are still very much their own people doing their own things. They have not sworn themselves to your cause, etc., etc., etc. But in the future, as you start to attract followers and save people, and people are indebted to you and stuff like that, you might be like, wow, Leo, you're just not that great. You're not keeping up with me the levels. This person's pretty badass. I think if everyone's cool with it, I'll just play this person as my backup, or as my secondary person instead. Also, and I mean, some of you min-maxers might not want to hear this, but if you're concerned about your companion, this is also at a sanctuary is where you can drop them off. You can drop them off at Jerry Daycare, essentially. Yeah, they can hang out with the other Jerrys, and go in the ball pit and stuff like that, and then they are sort of safe, technically safe.
Now, this is the sort of Jerry Daycare where they're not going to let the Jerrys leave, right?
Correct. But I can make no guarantees that as you accumulate powerful enemies, they will not go to your sanctuaries to take your people. I mean, I'm not going to. I mean, yeah, there's some real bad people in this campaign. So, and there is no B team contract to keep any NPCs safe. So,
except for Dumb.
The safest they could be is with you, always doing their dodge, duck, disengage actions. That's the safest they could probably ever be in this world, is with you, not doing anything except dodging. But for now, since you don't seem to have any enemies that you know of, this would probably be a safe place to drop people off if you are concerned about their safety. All right, but also recall that with the V team thing, just because you don't have or want a companion does not mean somebody else can have 2 companions. It's still 1 per player. All right. Also, you guys have accumulated quite a bit of info and quite a few quest leads. So I don't know which of you is keeping track, or if you have a community notes document or something, but definitely something you might want to keep track of.
Yeah, we got requests from Ismark's father, the general shop owner, Bill Raff. We got the ladies in the tavern kind of have a request, sort of. A hit, maybe. Then the rude guy. What's his name? Radovic. Has a request. He knows some head for Sun guys.
And there's kind of 2.
I think that was everybody.
Yeah, there's like 2 other things that we heard about. Was that if we have holy water, it can help us withstand vampiric mist and other things. And there's a wizard somewhere that was trying to lead a rebellion.
No, that didn't end well for him though. That was
yeah.
He died, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should say useful or come back up.
Yeah, I'm not sure those are quests or not, but they're half quests.
And also other quests, learn how to make healing potions, and
Yeah.
Yeah, we could
maybe
add
start a business.
make some weaponry or something for some of these. Gotta find a way to get some ammo for you two.
That may be kind of tough.
Yeah, that might be tough, but
I mean, Wayne's been keeping his spent shells, so he's got all the brass he's accumulated. So we can probably get at least one more go out of the bullets, at least with the primers, maybe. And so he just needs gunpowder and appropriate sized bullets.
Okay, I'll go ahead and add a crafting diary entry, and I'll drop that over in your room as well.
Awesome. Would we also have had a chance to look at those recipes we found at the manor?
You have not looked at them yet, but you can certainly
Okay.
look at them now.
Yeah,
we
I
had
would,
the
like, I would like to
cloak
look
too,
at them.
unless we buried Arthur in the cloak. I couldn't remember. Because Arthur was wrapped in the cloak, and then we buried Arthur, and I can't remember
I don't
if
think
we buried
Wayne
him.
would not have let you bury him in the cloak.
I don't
Yeah,
think that
you definitely
happened,
would have
but
taken it off.
I just couldn't remember.
The purpose of him being covered by the cloak was to make it less obvious while we traveled.
Hmm. Okay. So we'll go with this barrel. It's kind of like crafting, I guess. Let's see.
And now I crit on a 19 or 20.
So, here's the thing with the crafting system. I have some pretty good stuff. It could go very deep. It could go very deep. Or it could go more generalized, and we only worry about specific items that you are making and whatnot. For example, the one book that I have, it literally has like the recipes for like making a torch, you know, like making your own rope and things like that. I will say this town is completely bankrupt. It's Eastern European Tim Burton flavored, but Wayne Larson, this has definitely got the feel of like a Wild Western where the town is dying. You know, like there was a big mining town and the mines ran out of gold, and then then a plague came through, and everybody started dying, and then the goodly sheriff mayor, he's trying to keep everything going, but it's all fallen to shit. And yeah, I mean, it has that vibe to it, where like all the businesses have dried up. There's one greedy general store owner that's like hoarding all of the resources because the trade routes are down, because like Native Americans are pissed off, so they're killing all the people on the roads. Banditos are killing the rest of the people on the other road. Like, it's the worst possible scenario in every direction for these people. So the issue here is, if you made things, it would be like, who would you sell it to besides each other? You almost kind of get the feel that the burgomaster is floating the town's economy with his own familial wealth. Like, there just doesn't seem to be a lot of coin, a lot of trade, a lot of skill. It's all just kind of falling apart.
Yeah, I'm more interested in crafting for like our use.
Oh yeah, for sure, for yourselves. Yeah, but I'm just letting you guys know that's the situation.
Yeah. I mean, like, it sounds kind of arduous to like craft a torch in a rudimentary manner, but
well, that's why I was
like,
just making the call that, like, oh, it's give me a survival check to see if you could kind of puzzle out how to make a functional torch out of this furniture and this debris or whatever.
Yeah, but with it being a no magic system and super deadly, I do want to min-max the hell out of the crafting to like benefit us.
Right.
So I'm not sure where that would leave us.
Okay, well, this would be a good time to know what your guys' like declarations are going to be of your trade skills, because then I can tell you, like, these are the basic bitch things that you know how to make from that particular path, essentially.
Okay.
I was planning on doing alchemy.
Okay, so within alchemy, there's 3 specializations.
Apothecary. I was planning on doing apothecary.
Apothecary focus on restorative mixtures. Typically, products for an apothecary are healing potions, antidotes, and antitoxins.
Yep, and I have both herbalism and alchemy. Perfect. But I think, Robin, were you also planning on doing alchemy or apothecary?
I was looking at the Alcahest tree.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that you can have like a more offensive party buff side kind of thing while you're kind of doing healing.
I think that's great. I was pretty sad when I saw I could only do one, because I definitely would love to help you blow shit up.
And is definitely focusing on blacksmith.
Okay.
Yep, I was an overlap on the blacksmith, which thought for a second there that was going to be a lucky man died 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so 2 blacksmiths, an alchemist, and an apothecary.
Question, Crash. If 2 people have the same specialization, can they help each other and get advantage on their checks?
It's not so much advantage. If you both work together to get advantage, then you go at the speed of one person, but you do it with advantage. Or you could both work on the same thing together, and then you just have more opportunities to put checks in. So it really comes down to how difficult it is to make, right? So if it's got low DC, you both might want to make checks on it together to speed it up. If you are working on a complicated thing together, then yeah, like, it might be best to go at a normal pace, but then you get to roll with advantage.
Okay. If 2 people work together, how does this feature kind of interact with that? Is it since I'm helping, does it just cut it down in half?
The one where you get to make things faster than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would give 2 successes every time, and then whoever's helping you would still only give 1 success.
Okay.
So it wouldn't double their effort as well. Yep. But if you were working together, then you could do an advantage and get 2 successes instead of 1 because of your ability.
Okay.
Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to get 4 successes. That's all, because you wouldn't be able to make their success.
So yeah, we can not take advantage and possibly get 3, or take advantage and get 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And second, technically third level, we're the number of wounds reduces the max HP by that same number, or is it adjusted at all?
Yeah, as level 2, is wound still 1, or is it 2 now?
Yeah, because we had that first level at 0, so are we 2?
No. Your wounds are still 1, I believe. Let me check.
I think level 3 they go up to 2 points each.
Hopefully it's level 3.
Yeah. Level 3 to 5, you lose 2 HP per. So you guys are still at 1. Yep. I think it's tied to your proficiency bonus.
Probably, yeah, half your proficiency bonus per level. Maybe.
Well, no, it's oh yeah, no, yeah, I think it just is what it is then. Yeah, so it's at level 3 to 5, it's 2, 6 to 9, it's 3, 10 to 14, it's 4, and then you guys won't be 15, so you don't need to worry about that. So. All right.
What was Wayne crafting?
Yeah, what is Wayne's crafting?
I hadn't given a whole lot of thought. I was going to lean into the music angle.
Okay.
I mean, I can get back to you on that. It's just everyone seems very, in chat, everyone's very sort of gung-ho about crafting, and just there wasn't that aspect I'd written into his backstory. I could guess something, but my plan was to have him be more base-oriented. And
okay, some of the companions you will find and recruit will be craftsmen, and so that's kind of what they bring to the team if they're like slotted, is that they can be doing crafting in the background.
Did Wayne grow up on like a farm or something like that?
Yes, he did.
I mean, you
also
pick woodworking.
Well, keep in mind here, I know everybody horny for crafting, but keep in mind that when you are out in the field and you're doing camping actions and stuff like that, if you are crafting, that's your camping action. So you're not going to be able to make food for everybody. You're not going to be able to like entertain them and give them inspiration. You're not going to be able to do anything. You're just going to be crafting. So not everybody does need to be a craftsman, because that gives you some versatility when you do camp actions and stuff, to have other things to do as far as resource recovery and things like that. And during downtime, you can't do any downtime activities if you're crafting, because crafting is your downtime activity.
Yeah,
a person who isn't crafting is going to be able to do research, they're going to be able to do investigations, they're going to be able to earn money by going out and doing a trade or crime or whatever. So like there are things that are important outside of crafting.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, if I've got that proficiency with stringed instruments and I'm already pretty decent performance-wise through Showman, I've got expertise in it. I mean, I could try the magical cooking end of things. I don't know if we decided on whether or not we were going to permit that. But that might be something that...
yeah, I'd love to try the magical cooking. I think that'd be fun. So why don't you do cook's tools then as your proficiency? Okay.
Now, would that be instead of proficiency with stringed instruments?
Well, I mean, your skills are your business, so you do whatever you want with them. But if you've already used it for string instruments, then you might want to keep it. And then if you unlock more skills, you could just do it that way.
I will actively work towards magical cooking, but I'm keeping string instruments.
Okay. Yeah, because also keep in mind, if you're not crafting, you can also be learning, which is just the same system. All right. So to give you an example, a torch. How does one craft a torch? A torch, according to the system that we're basing this on, requires woodcarver's tools. And then the ingredients is basically some wood and something flammable to serve as fuel. So like the ideal thing would be a piece of wood, a piece of cloth, and some oil or fuel. And that's how you'd make it. You only have to make one successful check at a DC 5 with your tools. Intelligence is the skill, and then it makes 3 torches. So it's like it's pretty simple. Like that's kind of how it works. Now the more advanced stuff is going to require more checks to succeed. So the recipes that you found in the house. All right. I believe you found, I want to say 3 recipes. Does that sound right?
That does.
Okay. Let me check my notes to see what those 3 recipes were. Okay. Alright, so the first one is an antitoxin. So I'll give you all the specifics between now and next week. Because what I'm trying to do is I want to set up like all of the crafting onto like the test dummy character, and then we can just drag them onto everyone else's sheet who can make the stuff, so that you guys don't have to like build everything from scratch every single time. But basically, to build an antitoxin, you need a toxin as an ingredient, and you need proficiency in herbalism kit is the one that they recommend, though one could argue for like alchemist tools or something like that. Intelligence check, it's very easy to make with a DC 5, and it's the standard issue. When you drink this, you gain advantage on saving throws against poison for 1 hour. And it doesn't convey any benefit to undead or constructs. Alright. Let's see.
Do like antitoxin things like that? They're like hardly used. Do those follow the potion rules where you can drink them as a bonus action? Or is it an action?
Yeah, no, an antitoxin is a potion.
Okay, so if it's in that category of potion, it's safe to assume that it's a bonus action. Okay.
Okay, you found the recipe for a bottled lightning, which sounds really cool, but you will need an elemental source, lightning, and some oil to create it. And
I'm gonna ask this dumb question: would a battery from a
would a battery from a phone count? Mm-hmm. Sure, if you're like, fuck my phone, I'd rather have a bottled lightning potion, absolutely.
Okay.
So what does this thing do? As an action, a creature can uncork this vial, and lightning will pop out of the bottle, forming a line 15 feet long and 5 feet wide in the direction you choose. Each creature in the line gets a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 1d6 lightning on a failed save or half as much on a successful one, and the lightning will ignite flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. So it's certainly not great, but in a game with no magic, having access to elemental damage may be useful. Having access to any sort of AoE may be useful, so something to consider. Let's see, and let me grab the third recipe. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and post them into Discord, but I'm gonna like look over the numbers, because while I think that this book is really good, I don't necessarily agree with all of the math that they're using. So the math is not in stone until I build it in Foundry, which I probably should have built this in Foundry earlier, but I was like thinking about other stuff. So I'm gonna make a new channel too, and we'll call it crafting. Okay. Alright, so there's bottled lightning and antitoxin. For example, I don't think antitoxin should take 40 hours to make. That seems kind of ridiculous. Alright, and then the last recipe card that you got.
Honestly, thinking about it, antitoxin's probably, if we ever do get poisoned, it's gonna suck because all of us are attackers. So.
Oh yeah, no, poison stat is terrible. Yeah. Fear,
I think
fear for any melee attackers is just gonna be horrible. So, tempted to switch to Pathfinder 2 Fear. I think Pathfinder 2 Fear is really superior in comparison, because you also master the fear, so it gets like the penalty like lessens over time until you are over your fear, which seems like a cooler way to handle it. But
that's part of the reason why I'm going white hat.
But yeah, fear will definitely suck. Let's see.
Just make sure the GL's like.
Yeah. Good thing we're playing a campaign where there's definitely not going to be anything frightening.
Oh
yeah. I showed up for the Milo Pug one shot. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, and then you the third recipe is for a potion of bark skin. So that, as an action, a creature could drink this fibrous fluid. That sounds delicious. Sounds like a stale protein drink. Its effect lasts 1 hour. During that time, your skin has a rough bark-like appearance, and your AC can't be less than 16, regardless of what armor they're wearing. The good thing here is it doesn't require any concentration, so that's good. The only time bark skin is good, I guess, is when it doesn't require concentration. So you probably are getting the idea here that so many of the spells that you guys are lacking can be filled in for with alchemy, but it does require you to find the ingredients to do it. So magic is here, but it's in like limited supply.
Yeah.
But it also means that the harvesting of parts from your enemies is going to be very important. Like, you can't make this potion of bark skin unless you have medicinal bark, which you have to find out in the wild, purchase from like a supplier, or loot off of an enemy that might be carrying it, essentially.
So yeah, we're gonna be a bunch of like Van Helsing.
Yeah, that was kind of the vibe I was trying to go for by getting rid of magic, was to kind of push it more towards, you know, Castlevania / you know, Van Helsing, where you're crafting the thing in Witcher, you know what I mean?
And toss a coin to your Witcher for it.
Yeah, exactly, where you're trying to kind of create the things that you need to fight certain enemies. And keep in mind that there are also books out there that you could find that will teach you about monsters and things like that, so that you know about monsters before you encounter them, because there are only a set amount of monsters in the world that that you guys will encounter, because this is, you know, a small biome essentially. So as you can learn about them, you start to discover like their weaknesses, and you can kind of build materials to help you against things that you normally struggle against.
We've learned that, you know, whenever you're fighting a zombie, make sure you're not close to it when it gets close to being hurt.
Well, at least whatever you guys were fighting, which, you know, meta were
right now it's a zombie. My understanding, it's a zombie.
The armored.
So we shouldn't get close to you, is what you're saying.
No.
I'm not a zombie.
Chris looks at Wayne. He's like, "No, she checked it."
Yeah, she's just a giant woman. I mean, come on. You seen Steven Universe?
You know, sometimes you just swell. After you have, you know, stress, having a hard time, you just start swelling, you know?
Oh.
Or if blood fog just soaks into your body and controls you.
I mean, these are theories, sure, yeah. Yeah, so there is, for example, you don't have access to like clerics or restoration or anything, but there is such a thing as a potion of replenishment. As an action, you drink this potion and end any one effect that is reducing your one of your ability scores. So there are like ways to combat all the things that are happening like in the game. It's just harder than normal. That's all. All right, cool. But basically, if you're looking at these recipe cards, the number of hours is the number of checks you have to succeed at. So to make bottled lightning, you would need 17 DC 11 checks with your alchemist supplies. And then you get to make a certain number of checks every day if you're doing like downtime, and then a certain number per day if you're adventuring and stuff like that. But that counts as either your camp action or your long rest action. I believe it's 2. I think you get 2 done per day if you are adventuring, and I think you can do 10 if you're spending the whole day just crafting.
Okay.
Yeah. But like again, some of them I might adjust either the price or the time if I think it's kind of outrageous. Like I understand the thought behind the antitoxin is that you're letting it steep or whatever, you know, and you're like getting the poison kind of, you know, neutralized or whatever, but 40 hours for an antitoxin just feels like fucking forever. So, and then Irenia will teach you how to make a healing potion probably, you know, over the next couple days. Yeah. And these things have value just like a wizard's spellbook. So you might be able to kind of find other craftsmen and sort of like trade recipes with them to sort of expand your recipes that way.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, recipe books and then recipe scrolls are a thing. So basically anywhere in the adventure where you would have found a spell book, you'll find a recipe book or a lore book about, you know, monsters. And then anywhere that you would have found a scroll, you'll find a recipe scroll, or you'll find a scroll about one specific monster, maybe.
Okay.
But that's how that's being handled.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So overall, a pretty chill session, I hope. And you guys were able to catch your breath, and now you've leveled up. You fixed your broken leg, thanks to the power of magic.
Does a long rest
and friendship
do anything for like our concussions?
Oh, so you remember the concussion can't go away until so we'll treat that as bruised tissue because your brain is tissue.
Okay, so
yeah.
it falls under the
Muscles and tissue, yeah.
muscle and tissue.
I mean that's all a human is, right? Muscle, tissue, and bone.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
only 70% water. Come on.
I hear a different number every time. I'm starting to think it's all made up, just like that science stuff. Yeah. All right, sweet. Well, we are at time, and it's a good time to stop before we get started with anything else. Gives you guys a lot to think about what, you know, moving forward, and what to focus on. And then any questions before we end?
No,
Okay.
I guess I'm good, yeah.
Okay. We are also using Hammond's Guide for not for harvesting monsters. Only very very special monsters use Hammond's. But we're using Hammond's Herbalism Guide. So different parts of the world will have herb tables to roll on, and that would be I believe knowledge, nature, or survival, or herbalism kit. Those are all ways that you could be kind of looking for that, and that would essentially count as your camp action while you're out and about. So you can add that to like the camp actions that you could do to try to find
are you not going to put shiny nodes on the map?
No.
I thought it was a great thing. Yeah.
No. It's gonna it's gonna be abstract in so much as you would spend your camp activity looking at all the random shit you picked up during the day and determining if any of it was useful, essentially.
That's a much better and a better solution than just putting shiny nodes on the
You
map.
regret the shiny nodes?
Yes,
I love
do.
the shiny nodes.
I regretted it immediately when I thought of it for Paradise Vale or whatever, or the Giphy system was like, you need to have nodes everywhere, and I was like, okay, Giphy. And then I started to do it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sustain this shit.
Why don't you like it? Why don't you like it, Tom?
The only thing I don't like about it is that because I put them around there, then there's like a moment like after battle, you guys are just throwing d20s all over the place. Just
Right.
Chucking dice at you.
yeah, chucking dice at me, and then
I would argue that it's fun and engaging, because it makes us really look at the map, like where's
Yeah.
Waldo style.
yeah,
to try to find
that's the
him.
part I like the most. But other than
Yeah.
that, like I'm thinking now, like also you guys almost never fail. So I'm getting to the point now where like if there's something on the map, you just guys get it, and I just hit the roll table button if you find it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep as much stuff as I can, kind of an abstraction of like what did you get up to during the day. It also kind of allows people to kind of pick and choose what they're focusing on each day instead of trying to do everything everywhere all at once. So, yeah. Okay, great. Quick announcements then. Tomorrow night, Rhyme of the Frost Maiden with Orpheus continues. Saturday morning, Red Hand of Doom continues. Saturday night, nothing. Tempted to see if anybody wants to do a Solasta playthrough, you know, before Solasta gets shut down forever or whatever.
It's funny you say that because I like got the new DLC and like made a campaign. I was like, you know, I'm gonna try because I never beat the original campaign. I was like,
yeah,
you know
where's our 4 Dragonborn monks? You know,
yeah,
come on,
or
fucking
warlocks.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
they have a really cool time warlock.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm feeling bad for third-party publishers. I kind of want to celebrate them a little bit this year because they get kind of fucked.
I'm 1000% down to do another Solasta playthrough with new characters.
I am down because Lars abandoned us.
Aww.
And I would like to.
That's because Lars only likes to play with Crash Daddy. You know what I'm talking about?
He's just so crazy about his schedule. I get it.
Yeah.
Just...
So then he's also like West Coast too, which is hard to game with on West Coast if you're East Coast. Well, you're West Coast too, right? Or
also,
mid?
Well, I am mid.
Yeah.
Also, stream is up, so we'll go ahead and end it.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, Sunday morning, Curse of Strahd Daybreak. You can't know what they're getting up to.
Yeah.
And then you can't know which of them is romancing Irenia. And then we've got Sunday night, Mythic Odyssey. They're at the Isle of the Fates. Pretty interesting. We've got Monday, Odyssey Prime, doing some planeswalking. Almost done with that one way or the other. Tuesday, the Cyberpunk starts up with Dom.
Yep.
Wednesday, Monster Hunter continues. And Thursday, we're back here. We play a shitload of Dungeons & Dragons on this server.
Yep, we do.
So, yeah. Until they tell us we're not allowed to anymore. Oh. Alright, anyways.
I'm gonna guess it's Reed.
No, Reed's super gay, dude.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He all about that E-Smart. He all about that E-Smart.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Alright, anybody have any announcements before we adjourn? Alright. Then I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you around Discord.
Alrighty.
Oh, and you